Time for flagrancy. What's up, everybody?
Let's do it.
Welcome to another episode of the Flagrant 2 podcast. No easy buckets, analysis by assholes, water cooler commentary for your sports needs. We are here.
Yeah.
We are clearly taking over the world. The asshole army is expanding.
Yes.
Expanding. You can keep it tight, but the army can't expand. We've seen a lot of celebrities throwing it up, have we not?
Yo,
who started? Who was the first celeb? Who was the first athlete? Who was the first megastar that you saw throw it up?
I mean,
recently.
Pick and choose. We got Beyonce throwing it up.
Golly.
Andre Iguodala throwing it up.
Let's do one at a time. Let's do one at a time.
James Harden throwing it up.
Let's do one at a time. Beyonce.
Look at Beyonce. Keeping it real loose. The
Baychella.
assholes. I hear that.
Okay, at Baychella.
Shout out to Ray V. She took this picture too. That's
Ray V.
Yeah, it's a Ray V classic right there.
I don't know who that is, but
she's
shout
our
out
photographer,
to her.
Man. We go on the road for Duce Palooza together.
Oh, she's your photographer. She took that picture.
She shot Beyonce this week at Coachella.
Hey man, throw it up one time for Ray V. Keep it nice and tight for her. Thank you, man. Beyonce out there at Coachella, throwing it up, keeping it tight for the millions of people watching all around the world.
Facts.
She knows what podcast it is. You know, she's a lady asshole.
You know Beyonce's an avid listener of Flagrant.
Oh, consummate lady asshole.
I could almost.
Beyonce the queen asshole.
She is.
That's queen.
She's queen asshole.
Queen asshole.
Queen asshole.
Did you guys see the performance?
Oh, did I? My wig was snatched. My Jordans were scuffed.
Bro,
my waves are whatever the male equivalency of getting your wig snatched. Yeah, that's what happened to me watching this Beyonce performance. I was blown away.
She's amazing.
I'm not even the biggest. Like if anybody listens, like I'm more of like a Rihanna type of person. Like I don't stand for Beyonce like that.
Yeah,
but just on just as a physical. Just like the attention to detail.
Yeah,
just remember.
Like, it is, yeah. Like,
how do you remember all the steps?
Holy fuck.
There's literal stairs that she has to walk down. There's all these different dance moves, a million different people. It is very impressive.
She's the female Mike.
Yeah. I would say that. I would even, you know what?
Dancing and singing that well. I remember seeing, I think it was Sierra, or mad early in her career, performing at like NBA All-Star Weekend, and she was dancing and trying to sing, and she was like, "Automatic, supersonic," and Beyonce kills it, man.
No, dude, she kills it. Dude, do you see Jay-Z's part?
Oh God,
I didn't watch it yet. I haven't watched the performance yet.
Jay needs to clear his throat before he fucking raps, dude. This guy sounded prepubescent. He literally he gets up there. I mean, Beyonce's voice is pristine, crystal clear, powerful, beautiful. And then Jay gets on. He goes, "I used to run bass like Juan Pierre." He sound like the yodeling fucking kid. He's like Walmart. I was like, is this the Walmart yodeling kid or is this Jay-Z? Cut your hair down. Something about your long hair is making your voice go up.
He does kind of do that. That's kind of his trademark. You now tuned into the fucking greatest.
This was exceeding. It was exceeding insane, right? I was exceeding it. I've been a Jay-Z consumer for years, and it was like almost cringeworthy to listen to it.
Now
Did you notice? It's not.
I noticed 100%, and I almost think that's what makes Beyonce a lady asshole because she knew that was coming.
Beyonce,
there's no way you go through that many rehearsals, that much attention to detail that she put to every single step in that show. Yeah, and you don't tell your husband when
to eat a lozenge.
Word, like, you know what
I mean? Like, yo, can you go like this?
Green tea right here? Like,
do this before you come out.
Beyonce wanted to make sure the part of her show was absolutely, positively spot on.
This is why Beyonce is the queen, though. She don't ask for too much. All she wanted was Jay-Z to stop cheating, and he seems to have done that. And she good.
She definitely took his balls.
Queen.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because he sounds like it. He sounds like he got neutered, bro. It is. I wish that you guys could go and listen to the first line of the song.
Yeah.
He hits a note that I don't think Beyonce is capable of hitting. Beyonce has it there. I used to run it goes up the high, and I was like, what is going on? Dude, it was
hi-hat and the snare. Yeah. And I was like, damn, I hope you all right. Like, and it's like, dog, this girl has been fucking doing backflips in heels, hasn't missed a fucking note.
He took 7 steps on the stage.
And he sounded winded.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as he got
it's too dry out here in the desert. It's too dry. I need some humidity for my vocal cords.
I was like, Hope, you had to go and hold it down for the fellas that one time.
Hope sound like a jerky boy. It's like, dude, are you doing prank calls, Hope? What the fuck is going on here?
So I thought you only had 3 minutes. You had one job, Hope. Don't go in there and look like fucking sound like you just don't sound like an opening act when you walk in there, dog. Like
she had to say, all right, give it up for Jay, y'all. Can you please give it up for Jay? Which is kind of fun. I will give this up for Jay, right? It's like this dude comes out after she sings 10 songs about how much of a piece of shit he is.
She said she's going to go, you can watch my ass go bounce on the next dick boy.
Yo.
Like, you think you're dealing with some average bitch boy?
Son,
and keep your millions.
Yo.
I'm like, yo.
I'd be disrespected off that line. Millions, bitch. I'm not worth 4 million, bitch. Fuck out of here, bitch.
And that's the shit. That's what makes Beyonce so fucking badass, dog. Because, like, she could say that.
She's the best.
And Hov is still gonna come back like, yeah, you're right.
She's the greatest in our lifetime.
Facts.
At what?
It just think of how long she's been the best female artist. It's insane. It's spanning decades at this point. And she's not getting worse.
Yeah.
She just gives these girls what they need, man. Like, these girls are so insecure because they've been treated like shit for so long by dudes. And she just tells them, hey, you're strong, you're powerful, you can do anything you want, you can leave them. I mean, I can't, but you guys absolutely can do all those things and you can accomplish
but she
that
lets
shit.
you know that she's the bitch in charge, though.
Nah, and I don't read her shit.
That's like a bit, you know, that's
and
like
on top of that, as far as
Bam.
putting Beyonce in the category of greatest of all time, let's remember Beyonce never touched no kids, allegedly. Or didn't have
can't be the greatest. Can't be the greatest. You ain't touch no kids. We don't know how great you are.
Scandal.
I know you need a diddle.
That scandal,
you might have to do some babysitting for Kelly or some shit in the near future.
Yeah, but this is the difference. If Beyonce touched a kid, what kid is gonna complain?
Facts. That's true. That is true.
Let me also say this: her anthems to women don't bother me as much as like I read it as like confidence. Whereas Meghan Trainor, everything she sings, I'm like, all right, bitch, we get it. You insecure. Stop lying to all of us, including yourself.
Yeah.
Beyonce just confident. She's telling girls to have confidence. I'm cool with that.
And girls need it. She's Gary Vee.
Yeah.
I was watching this. She's Gary Vee, right? She's like inspiring. She's getting out there and she's making girls believe in themselves. No, look, everybody needs inspiration. I watch a Gary Vee Instagram post for a little bit, and I love Gary Vee because he don't even let them finish the question. Like, it's just some like weird insecure dude with like glasses on, and he'd be like, so what do I do when it's time? Time. The thing about time is, okay, time, there's only 24 hours in the day, but what you got to do is find a way to use 18 hours of those days to tell as much wine as you possibly can. What is your industry? No, I was just talking about the Time's Up movement about like stopping to rape girls. Fair enough, but if you are raping girls, you want to make sure you do it 18 out of 24 hours a day. You put in much. Be great, okay? And also go on eBay, sell some tires, find something that you...
Oh, man.
I love Gary Vee, but he's just...
Shouts to Gary, man.
He's a lot.
He's trying to inspire, like, and I get I think it's organic. I think she naturally came out there.
Real confidence is your man cheats on you and you don't leave.
That's true.
I mean,
and then you let him cheat on you again before you make an album about it.
First of all, men don't cheat. So I don't even know what this bitch singing about.
I don't like the men don't cheat movement.
I thought this was just great fiction, great work of fiction for so long. I was like, wow, Lemonade is a great album.
Game of Thrones, Lemonade, entertainment. Like, let's keep it real.
And then 444 came out, and I was like, yeah,
he's playing.
Wow, they're really playing this up. This real, some real fiction that these guys
performance
are
art.
These rappers exaggerate. They don't really kill people. Okay,
exactly.
And listen,
exactly.
Some rappers also exaggerate about cheating. It's not real. Men don't cheat. We know that for a fact. Okay, let's be honest about this. I mean, it's great. I hope that she inspired a lot of women, but. Yeah. All you women, you're not getting cheated out there.
And you know who Jay-Z is? Jay-Z is our Sinatra. You know when you listen to Sinatra and you're like, the fuck? Well, maybe you guys are New Yorkers, so it's different, but not from New York. I listen to Sinatra. I was like, what is this white man talking about?
Yeah.
That's how our kids and grandkids are going to look at Sinatra or Jay-Z, and we're going to be like, nah, you don't get it, though. It's the whole thing. It's the swagger. It's what he did. He got Beyonce. And they're going to be like, shut the fuck up.
That's a great take. I think Duval is Sinatra.
Nah.
Duval don't got the love like Sinatra. That's my point. My point is about the adulation.
Wait. You guys are comparing Little Duval to Frank Sinatra.
Don't take the tease out of his name. Yo, ever since you got this show, dog. Ever since you got this show, you look too good for us.
But no, give me. All right, I love Duval too, but
let me explain.
Sinatra.
Let me
respect the man's
Sinatra,
name.
Let me explain.
You go from like.
Let me explain.
Please explain.
Let me explain.
I need to
Let
know.
me explain.
Of course, he's gonna explain.
Let me explain
what he does.
And I'm talking about in the context of comedy, right?
Okay.
So Jay-Z is an elite rapper.
Mm-hmm.
Like he is elite at rap. Like no one will deny that skill that he has of rapping is great. Sinatra didn't write no fucking lyrics.
Yeah.
Sinatra sang, but he wasn't the greatest singer, right? Sinatra was just, like you said, so interesting and so entertaining that we showed up to whatever his medium was.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if he was a poker player, we'd go watch him play poker. If he was a golfer, we'd watch him play golf. He did acting, etc. We were just so into Sinatra, the entity of Sinatra. And I feel like that's the thing with Duval is like Duval is such an interesting personality. He's he's bigger than comedy. Comedy is the thing he chooses to express himself through, but Duval, the person, he's never put out a comedy special. This is one of the biggest comics in the country in terms of selling tickets.
Yeah.
I mean, sell this out everywhere, right? One of the biggest countries in the world that never put out a comedy special. Think about that. It's because comedy is the thing that we witness him through, but him as a person is bigger than the art he's in. I don't know if Jay-Z is bigger.
Under that guise
That's a valid point.
Of we buy more into the personality than the actual trait. I would say Cardi B's Frank Sinatra.
Yo.
Cardi B's the Frank Sinatra of hip hop because it's like before she even put out a single song, she had millions of people invested in her, like in the personality, whatever the hell she does.
Yep.
Before she was even on Love and Hip Hop, just being on Instagram.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like she was just an interesting personality. The fact that she chose to do music, or like if she chose to do like acting, whatever the hell she does.
Charlamagne said, "Well, we fell in love with her before we fell in love with her music."
Yeah, like.
Now, the latest music,
was just a heat check.
The latest music is fire.
Great. And the music is on top. Dog, I went to like 3, maybe 4 parties this weekend.
I don't even listen to music. That shit is hot.
Oh my God. It was like a fucking hood rat mating call. Every time Bickenhead came on, yo. Every time Bickenhead came on, when she goes, "This is for my nasty hoes." All the girls go, "Ow!" Run to the stage. I've never seen anything like it. Like the closest I've probably ever seen to it was like
Hood Rat mating call so fucking funny.
Hood rat mating call.
And let's acknowledge one thing, fellas. We need to be a lot more grateful for Cardi than Beyonce, because you getting a lot more pussy off of Cardi than you getting off Beyonce. Beyonce gonna have your girl like, "I don't give head." Do you know what I mean? Cardi gonna have your girl like, "Let's see how far it goes."
I've met a good 45 Cardi B's in my life. I maybe have seen somebody with one Beyonce-like trait.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I've seen dozens and dozens of Cardi B's in my lifetime, man. And I think that's the closest thing I can compare it to, just as far as like
I think she's a great
she does. Like maybe Rihanna had it at one point where she just had like
where she wasn't that good at singing.
She wasn't that great of a singer.
She didn't write anything. My only disagreement with you is just that I
Jay-Z's
think Jay's so elite.
skilled.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Yet he has all the qualities of Sinatra.
I mean, in terms of the adulation we give him.
I understand.
And I also think in 50, 60 years, people are going to be like, he's not that great. And they're going to be like, shut the fuck up. Don't you dare disrespect the gods like that.
Kind of like Jordan. It's kind of like Jordan now.
Exactly.
If you talk to kids about, it's coming now. Like if you talk to kids about Michael Jordan, he's the meme guy or the guy with the sneakers.
But Jordan was also like indisputably the greatest.
Yeah.
Sinatra and Jay-Z were good. Mm-hmm. They both got songs about New York that we love, but people later are going to be listening to that like, hey, man, I guess. Alicia Keys is good in that song. I don't know about Jay-Z.
I think that Jay-Z is a better rapper than Sinatra was a singer. Like Sinatra had...
I bet a guy that age would slap you in the mouth.
If he was being objective...
I've got you. That's under my skin. That's it, bro.
Nah, if he was being...
That's how great Sinatra is. Black-ass cats know how to sing it, dog.
Bro. Well, I'm in New York. That's the New Yorker.
I know. New Yorkers love this dude.
Shit.
Listen, and there's a lot to love about Sinatra. Like, he's got a great fucking story, you know? But I'm just saying, if you asked a singer... If you're like, who's got the greatest male voice ever? I don't think that they're going to say Sinatra. They'll say that he articulated really well. And it was very easy to understand his songs because he pronounced the words so well.
So, to that point, I don't want to stay on this too long.
I'm just saying, for a guy from New Jersey...
Yeah, that's incredible.
Impressive.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I think Jay-Z is a great rapper, but I think we're going to look at a lot of rappers and say, oh, he's better at rapping. Eminem, skill-wise in rap, I hate giving it up to white
Eminem's
rappers.
better than all of them.
But even now, people kind of look at Eminem as like, was he really that good?
He's
really?
he's fantastic.
Skill-wise, he's that good.
Skill-wise,
just skill,
yeah,
but rap is
like,
never about skill. Rap is about personality.
It's about
and he had the
personality and perspective.
It's wrestling.
Yeah. It's personality and perspective. Like, if I can't relate, the reason why motherfuckers loved Eminem is because there was
He's
a whole
the only
nation
one talking about that
there was
shit.
a whole nation of middle America white
angsty
dudes.
white
He
people.
was Trump before Trump.
This is true.
All those people that voted for Trump were listening to Eminem. Like, finally, someone talking about our struggle, what we go through. Yeah, it sucks for us too.
Like, before Eminem came out, like, white people loved rap, but there was like, man, I wish there was a guy that I could relate to because all these crazy gangster dudes, like, I don't know this life. I don't know these people shooting up and robbing people, yada, yada,
Anybody's mom hate him?
But, yeah, exactly. Like,
Anybody?
I get pills.
Y'all love your mom so
I know
much.
pills. I know slutty girlfriends. I know all these things. Like, Eminem's my guy, and that's how he made millions of dollars. But
Can I say a real quick funny Frank Sinatra story? It's actually Don Rickles. Don Rickles, how do you say it?
Oh, yeah, that's a good
You heard this story? Yeah. So Don Rickles is trying to impress his girl on a date, some hot ass girl or whatever, and he's at this bar and Frank Sinatra is there, and they're homies. So he goes over to Frank. He's like, "Hey, Frank, I'm trying to impress this girl. She's super out of my league. Well, this is my version. I might be fucking up a little bit." He's like, "Can you just come over and say hi? It would really like make me look good in front of her if you could help me out." So Frank's like, "All right, man, I'll go over there." So he goes over like 20 minutes.
20 minutes later.
Like 20 minutes later, and Don's sitting down with the girl, and he's like, "Hey, Don, how you doing? What's good? How are you?" And then Don is like, "Frank, can't you see I'm busy? I'm here with somebody. Get the fuck out of here." Like, think how good that makes you look. That you don't have time for Frank Sinatra, and then Frank Sinatra had him thrown out of the restaurant. Frank don't fuck around.
I didn't hear that.
That's what I've heard.
I didn't hear that part. I missed that end of the story.
I strive to be that petty one.
Okay. Well, let's start. Let's get into some deportes. Let's get into some. Obviously, everybody heard this. Big Khloe Kardashian, Tristan Thompson. While we're talking about men not cheating, we should definitely bring that up. So.
It's really unfortunate.
It is very unfortunate, this whole situation. And I think that we're going to have to give the asshole of the week this week to the Kardashians.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. Absolutely. Are you guys familiar with, when like America arms rebels in other countries?
Yes.
Okay, we armed the
Afghanistan.
people. Afghanistan. Or we armed the people that eventually turned into ISIS. Osama bin Laden was even working with the CIA, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And we arm them, and hopefully they do this rebellion, and then sometimes they win, and then they take over, right? And then all of a sudden they start doing some wild shit,
and then we got
to go fight them.
Yeah. That's how Al-Qaeda was built. Al-Qaeda
exactly.
To ISIS.
Yeah. So that's what happened with Khloe and Tristan, right? If you see those two girls that Tristan allegedly cheated with, they look exactly like Kardashians.
That's what I was saying.
So these Kardashians, you sold the world lip kits. You sold the world hairstyles. Shit, you have a clothing store. You sold the rest of the world the way to dress just like you, makeup just like you, hair just like you. You sold surgeries so they could look exactly just like you.
Of getting famous with no discernible talent.
And not only that, not only the blueprint for getting famous with no discernible, the blueprint for having a sex tape or some sort of sexual act caught on camera. And now you upset. Now you upset that it worked on motherfuckers. It's like, this is your own creation. It's Frankenstein. You built the monster. Now you got to fight it.
It's the biggest double-edged sword in society right now. It's like, we created these monsters. For better or for worse.
And they are monsters. I hate everything about them.
All I'm saying is, ladies, you can't be upset when there's bitches out there that look just like you and your man want to fuck.
I'm telling you.
Do you know what I mean? Keep it tight. Keep it tucked.
Yeah.
If you got some shit that's fire that only your man likes, don't share it with the world. But you want to make a profit, and now he's out there. He probably thought it was Chloe.
Because
he was confused. I think he was confused.
I think he was like, you don't think better than one Chloe is two Chloes. This was an homage, really.
Well, yeah.
You got your bit.
I had to, I used to say there was
They have to understand that, like, anytime you're giving game away, there's somebody in a small lab we can rebuild them. We can make them smarter, faster, sleeker. Not as, you know what I mean? And then when it happens, and it's used against you, it's... and to all this, to this credit, it kind of makes me upset that we even given Tristan Thompson this much attention. You know what I mean? This much, like, he's not nearly good enough an NBA player to warrant this many headlines on a team that has.
You know how
LeBron
good of an
James
NBA player is? He married Chloe. You're that good. You got Chloe. You and Rashad McCants got the same girl.
She got passed around, huh?
Is she?
I'm sure.
What tier Kardashian is she?
Yo.
She's definitely. I'm probably taking Chris over her.
No.
No, Chris is bad. Chris Jenner is bad.
She competing with Caitlyn. Her and Caitlyn fighting over the same.
Yeah, she competing with Caitlyn. I will say this. Okay, and I was talking to some buddies about this.
Would you rank them?
Would I rank the Kardashians?
Yeah, would you rank them?
Yeah, sure. Kylie, yes. What is her name? Kendall, yes.
I think Kendall's the baddest one.
I think she looks the best because she got the least work done.
She looks like she has the least.
But Kylie's the most fun for a night. Like Kim, I would never marry or anything like that because
Kim
her
seems like a
body's
wet
so
blanket.
weird.
Yeah.
But it's just like, it looks great in pictures, but when you see sometimes the non-filtered
Yeah, it's really
pictures,
droopy.
it's just, but it's just weird. It's odd. But for a night, you're like, well, I want to play with all these things. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just like a hotel
You don't
room.
want to wake up to that every day.
Dude, it's a suite with a bowling room, a bowling alley. You know that shit? Like, you know, you go with your
one
boys
night.
to Vegas, you're like, oh, sick, we got a bowling alley. But you're there for a week, you're like, dude, are you fucking bowling? It's 4 a.m. I'm trying to sleep. What the hell's going on here? So I definitely do. I basically do everyone except the mom.
You're bugging.
And
The mom's first on my list.
Nah,
First
she's
for
the,
what?
she's
The first
she's
one
the
for
actual
everything.
devil. I think.
Yo, bro.
You know, this tape apparently came out like 4 months ago, and then
they
she just
held up.
sat on it.
Yes.
This bitch is evil genius. She's the devil incarnate.
Dog, the devil works hard, but Kris Jenner works harder, bro.
I think real talk, I think she knew Lamar smoked crack, and she was just like, let that happen. Let that go.
That's just
It's good ratings. It's good
they
for
all
ratings.
knew. They all knew.
Took that blood oath, man. They're like, fuck it, man. We all in. We're gonna be famous. We're gonna let the world know our lives. All right, we'll trade this in, but we're gonna be filthy fucking rich.
And any Kardashian you don't like, it's because of Chris. Like, how you think they got that way?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing, and this is why the Big Three basketball league is the dumbest league in the whole world. How do you not make a team out of Lamar Odom, Chris Humphries, and Tristan Thompson?
Well, like two of them are still playing in the NBA. Isn't Chris Humphrey still in the league?
Is he?
I know Tristan obviously is.
Tristan did barely hanging on.
Okay, this is a joke.
Chris Humphries might. I don't think Chris Humphries is in the league.
Two of them are technically signed to a contract. They can't be in this fictional team in the Big Three.
Oh, my bad.
You're gonna shave him out of the joke.
bad, my bad, my
bro.
bad, my bad. I got
Tell me
caught
that
up in
would
it.
we could call it
No,
Generation
I
X.
haven't heard from Chris
Generation
Humphries
X
in a
is good.
minute, man. I've heard from Chris Humphries in a minute. I'm absolutely not sure if he's still on the basketball team.
He may or may not, but that would be the Big Three team.
Yeah.
Lamar, Chris Humphries, Tristan
I
Thompson.
feel like there was another one.
Coached by Tyga.
There was,
Caitlyn coming off the bench.
but you know who would be the best of that crew? Because you forget Chloe and James Harden were a thing for a while too.
Oh, that's right. James Harden. Could
Yeah,
be.
James
My
Harden.
man dumped her and
He
then
dumped her
immediately
and
was
flourished.
Yeah. He
MVP
saw it.
conversation.
Yeah, he saw it going.
And I feel like he said he mentioned
He
something
had
like
some
that
passive
too, right?
like not outright naming she's the reason, but he's like, yeah, I just got more time to focus on basketball now. Like I can just be good at basketball.
He's like, he said something about about fame or something like that. Like he pretty much alluded to like being associated with this crew, like you're distracted.
And now he just has a harem and he's killing it.
Yeah, does he? He has like a bunch of chicks.
I think that's my understanding, right? He's got
Pretty
like
sure.
Is that where he gets his outfits for the GQ magazine cover? Did you see
that
these,
GQ magazine cover was
bro?
fire.
Oh,
Fire.
yeah. I mean, it was fire. I mean, it did. Yeah, it lived up to the reputation of James Harden, which is an absolutely adorable, cute man.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I support those outfits on my MVP.
How do you not support that?
It was soft, dog.
Yeah, it's pretty
just
easy to not
fucking
support it,
soft,
isn't it? My
bro.
man's wearing
There's
pink
nothing
shorts.
tight about it at all. It was
Listen.
super loose, very loose, dude.
My man,
Just very loose.
I feel you on that one, but Kobe Bryant set the bar for a soft fucking
that all white
photo
shoot.
shoots, man.
Oh, when he looked like the refugee?
Yes.
That motherfucker looked like he was
He looked like a
fresh
Saudi
out of
Arabian
Ethiopia.
refugee.
Nah, dude, he looked like he got saved, sent to Minnesota.
Please, I just want to make enough money to feed my children.
That looked
Kobe
like some
set the
shit.
bar for that, man. Like that shit. Well, once I saw that, I'm like, all right, well,
Nah, this is
There's
way
no way.
softer. Kobe was elegant.
that was not.
Kobe was elegant, bro. That was beautiful. That could've
Also,
been a Prada
Kobe's game was
ad.
such, and I hated Kobe when he played.
But his game was
he was
savage.
such a fucking assassin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he didn't flop like Harden flops. He's not sitting there dancing around. It's his game
Getting
wasn't
away with
cute.
traveling.
Kobe's game was that was a killer's
It's not
game.
there was no
Aggressive.
pussy. It was straight killer. Yeah, he didn't do that. Yeah, he didn't play any of these cheap tricks that he just went at your fucking neck.
It was aggressive too, man.
People have been tagging us in the Jimmy Butler Like he's just got his forearm on James Harden and at like half court, and then James Harden just falls over randomly, and then Jimmy Butler gets called for a foul.
I didn't see it.
Nah, you got tagged in a few things on IG.
That shit was terrible. It's
Probably get a lot more notifications than me. I haven't had time to check.
I see them too. God damn it.
My bad, y'all. I'm gonna go look. I look after 10. After 10 o'clock, I could look.
But nah, man. Like I thought the James Harden shoe was tight. Like I'm. It's hard for me to continue to like kind of hate on this dude. Not really hate, but just kind of like not
give it up.
No, I mean like I can't keep just like letting him not get props for like taking advantage of what essentially is like a glitch in the Matrix. Like he's the perfect player in the perfect system in the perfect time for the NBA to pretty much be a human glitch. Where like if you play a video game and you figure out that one glitch in Madden that is always a touchdown, or that one shot that's always open in 2K that you never miss, James Harden's a human version of that.
I will say this though, whenever I played video games and I would do that during the regular season, it worked. But then when I played my friends, they'd be like,
what the fuck, bro?
No, they would still they'd have a defense. They'd be like, nah, this don't work because of this. If they played, so that's how I feel about Harden in the playoffs. When it gets real tight and competition elevates, they're like, nah, this ain't gonna work, man.
I mean,
it worked like shit last night.
Though.
Yeah, he was
scored
kicking
12
ass.
straight in the fourth or something like that. I mean,
and our boy was guarding him too for a lot of that. Our boy Jimmy Butler.
I love Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, Karl Anthony Towns also had 8 points.
Yeah,
he's scared, man. It's a new Mr. Confidence all the time. It's tough. Playoffs are different.
It is fascinating to watch what rookies are playing and what young people are playing. Their first playoff game. Versus like what people are just scared.
Yeah, I definitely think it's one of those things where, Karl Anthony Towns isn't necessarily a rookie, but the actual true rookies or first-year NBA players are playing so well because I really do believe you could be too young and dumb to know better. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like Karl Anthony Towns has been
ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, ignorance is bliss.
Yeah,
like Karl Anthony Towns was in the league for a while. He's felt like he's been on shitty teams where like there wasn't a whole lot of
he's excited.
Expectations.
It means something to him. Yeah.
It means something. Well, Ben Simmons is just like fuck it. I'm just gonna go out here and throw 15 dimes.
Donovan Mitchell, man.
Like Jason Tatum.
I want to get into all these. I want to get into all these guys and talk about it right before, just so we don't ignore it. I just want to acknowledge the Flagrant 2 effect on baseball.
Oh yes. Yeah, we should have done that earlier. Yeah.
And then we're gonna get back to basketball. But we said on this very show,
we had a whole episode called "Baseball is Dead."
Baseball is dead, and we explained the remedy for baseball. And the remedy for baseball was more violence.
Yes.
And we needed more violence. And what happened these last few weeks have looked like a fucking Purge movie. Okay, every time I turn on ESPN, it's not some fat guy eating sunflower seeds.
Right.
It's some dorky pitcher throwing a ball, hitting a guy, the guy contemplating for a second, and then fucking brawl.
Yeah, I think that's what I like a lot about these fights because you can tell a lot of them have been like they usually do the I'm gonna take this base, but I'm gonna see you next time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and that's how it always is. Like in years past, that's what it'd be like. Okay, we know you're not gonna fight. You're just gonna point at each other, and be like, oh, it's the integrity of the game. And now they're just like, fuck that, throwing hands right now.
No non-smoking section for baseball players.
Yeah,
them motherfuckers getting emphysema out here. They want the smoke.
Hey, it's outside. You can smoke outside. That is facts. And you know what? I was thinking about baseball fights this week. I did a couple questions a day about it, but. If you never saw the sport baseball, right, and you just showed up at a baseball game and you saw a fight, I believe you would think this is where America keeps its retarded people. Okay? There's a rock is getting thrown at you, a solid rock is getting thrown at you 90 miles per hour on purpose, hits your body. You want to go fight the guy who threw that rock. And before you go fight him, you remove your helmet and then place your weapon on the ground. You have a bat that you could beat up this guy that could have concussed you. And you take that bat, you put it on the ground, you take the helmet, you put it on the ground, and then you go engage in a fight. And then the benches, when they clear, they're with all the equipment. They leave all the equipment. It could be some fucking...
look like fucking Mad
West
Max
Side Story or Mad Max, right?
They're snapping fingers like
it's Warriors come out to play, like, but they're leaving all the fun instruments on the side. They just go in the middle. They kind of like bundle up. You know, it's weird. They just zombie horde. Everybody's yelling, "Are we done? We're done, right? Okay." And then we push it aside. It makes no fucking sense. And I guess you're like, we don't want to hurt somebody. dude, you can die if you get hit in the head with a pitch, right? Or it's like, it can be very bad. It's just a peculiar way of dealing with a fight.
I feel like there's like, is it like assault? If you bring the bat,
but shouldn't it be assault with the pitch? Like, you know how boxers have to register their hands?
Yeah.
Shouldn't a pitcher have to register?
I mean, if you prove
throwing?
that, I guess if you can prove that it was like on purpose, like if you beat like 5 players in a row, like
So there's no way to prove.
There's no way to
that's
prove
a good point.
that the intent is
very good point.
It is crazy when you throw at somebody's head.
Yeah,
that always fucks with me.
And they be doing that
when
shit
you
too.
beat him in the shoulder or something, I'm like, all right, yeah, I get, that's whatever. That sucks. But when they throw high and fast at him and like at him, that's always like, yo, I know he's wearing a helmet, but come the fuck on.
Like, he's trying to kill you. Like, you can die.
Easy.
You know what I mean? Like one hit, one little contusion in your head and the blood is swelling. That's it. You're done.
I'm just saying, I'm not leaving that bat. Especially some of these pitchers are tall.
Word.
These pitchers are like 6'5".
Most pitchers are tall.
And they got the mound. Like you run. This is how you notice. This is how you know that like there's an advantage a little bit for the pitcher because they be mad confident when they're running up to the mound, and then all of a sudden the mound got like a 3-foot advantage. So they be slowing down. Like, all right, how am I going to traverse this one? This is a tricky one right here.
The old Nolan Ryan, dude, like motherfucker
scooped him.
Ran right into his fucking underarm. Like, gotcha, bitch. Just,
greatest moment in Rangers history.
Bro, that shit was beautiful. And when his hat got knocked off,
yeah, because they're running right up the hill.
And
like,
he was so old and country. It's just such a country, like, you know when your son tries to charge at you and you're some farm dad? That's exactly the type of
old man strength.
Come on, stupid. Get out.
I'm not
Get
going
out
to
of
square
here.
up with you. I'm not going to do the whole boxing shit. This is what we did in my day.
Yeah.
Just
get this over with.
Get this knuckle sandwich, sir.
Yeah.
Get this knuckle sandwich, sir. Any thoughts about baseball and before we move back on to
props to them, man.
Yeah, man. Like we love
get it.
Flagrant 2 is all about the fun of sports.
Yes.
It's all this shit is a game. As much as serious as we may take it sometimes, at the end of the day, we're watching millionaires play games.
Yeah, hit bats and balls.
If you get hit with a pitch, go and fuck somebody up.
And we need it because we get so much, as basketball fans, we get so much not fighting.
Yes.
So many people charge them out and then look at each other, essentially, and then turn around and everybody gets in the way. Y'all went at it. And I remember that was the Yankees-Red Sox game. I think when I was watching the clip, some motherfucker tackled the batter who was trying to hit the pitcher. Somebody on the other team just came and just Superman tackled that dude. Just dope.
And that's the beauty of it, because it's like all these non-fights that haven't happened in the NBA and like even in the NFL where people are just like hitting each other in the helmet and stuff like that and nobody's really getting hurt. Guess what? These sports are infinitely more popular than baseball right now.
Yeah, and I think Andrew,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Trust the public.
Yeah.
Trust the market. If the market is telling you what we want, which is violence.
Violence and steroids. That's what we want.
We
like steroids. We like violence. We like dingers. We like home runs.
I don't.
We like all that shit. That's as American as apple pie. Fights and home runs. That's all we fucking like, dude.
I think Andrew might have said this last time, but here's the thing. Basketball, football, sports that a lot of us like. I'm not saying baseball's not popular, but it's exciting.
Yeah.
So even the almost fights in basketball suck, but like there's so much excitement around it, whatever.
Right.
Baseball, there's not a lot of excitement. A home run lasts 3 seconds and it happens every hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe.
You spend
if that.
4 times as long watching the guy trot the bases as you do watching the actual home run.
They try to make you excited about a pitcher a game where nobody gets a hit.
And that's why NASCAR got crashes, because it's just fucking drive around in a circle 500 times. The crash will hold my interest.
Exactly.
It's like,
they could crash.
Man, it's like a no-hitter is happening. This is exciting. Like, no, it's not.
And exactly, it's not. It's suspenseful.
Yeah.
But it's not exciting.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Like, even in basketball, if it's like, all right, well, if they're not going to fight, I know if they meet each other at the rim, like, something's going to happen.
Collision.
Well, collision. Somebody gets dunked on.
Basketball is an
Something.
inherently violent sport if you watch it.
Yeah.
Like a foul is almost an act of violence.
Part of the game.
Right? Yeah.
Part of the game.
Like a hard foul. Like, I mean, yesterday, Lance
Stevenson,
I think he should have been ejected for it.
Yeah.
I think he purposely hit. Alex would disagree, but I think he purposely hit LeBron in his face.
Well, in the 80s, this is what we're talking about. This is why there's so many almost fights now, because in the 80s, this is what you did.
Yeah.
That's
also,
a foul.
You also did coke.
Yeah, for sure.
And when you're on coke, like the entire league was in the 80s, you're going to be doing a lot more fighting.
Fair enough, but I'm just saying, like, back in the day, that was just a foul. Now it's a flagrant. And it should be a flagrant, but I
Right.
think flagrant won.
Yeah, or flagrant one, fine, but
but
like something, it was excessive.
But my point about baseball is you can have your NASCAR crashes and none of us have the guilt of anyone dying.
Right.
I would be into baseball if they would just fight. Just clear
Just
the
let 'em
dugout
fight.
every once in a while. Not every game,
Yeah,
but
like,
just
you
knowing
know,
that could happen, I'm in.
You got to
You're
spend
giving me
for
something.
a game. Like you play 162 games in a year. You could miss a game for some fisticuffs for the good of the game.
For sure.
Dude. Like
Hockey don't need fights. It's fast enough. There's enough shit going on.
It does have fights though.
It does, but I think you take the hockey fights and you give those to baseball. We got a sport.
like even like I'm not even the biggest hockey fan, but I can appreciate a good hockey game because it's intense. It's people
And the
getting
fights,
checked and
the fights make it so the refs don't have to do anything.
that's true.
Ooh, interesting.
It's very
Right?
true.
It's like, I don't know if you've seen this, but there's funny videos. We should put them up. But there's videos of the players talking to the refs. You know, there's no techs in hockey.
No, so they can say whatever the fuck
treat
they
the
want.
refs like ball boys. Like they're just screaming, they're cursing at them, they're calling them like
They're just there to drop the puck and call the goals, man.
Yeah, they're
Just
calling
call
them bad
icing.
words for homosexuals a lot, bro.
That
It is
rhymes with baggett.
Baggett, yes. Constantly throwing out baggots. Dude, and you're like, he's wearing stripes. How could you talk to a guy wearing stripes like that? But there's no tech because you don't need them. The players police themselves because they're fighting.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay.
That brings the fun back to baseball.
That's
man.
all we're
Like,
trying to do is bring the fun back into sports. Anytime
I think it
there's
started a
sport-
few years ago too, like those playoffs when it was like was it the Blue Jays and
Blue Jays and Rangers. That was a regular season game.
Oh my god!
Where
No, when dude got punched, but I'm talking about when they played this shit in the playoffs the year before.
It was
When fucking Jose Batista hits the home run and stares him down
threw
and
the bat.
tosses the bat.
a lot of
Like,
Rangers fans are upset. That was great.
It was beautiful.
Of course he's going to throw the
It
bat.
was
It
beautiful.
was, I thought it was Astros against, there was Altuve against the
They did that last
Blue
year. I think they
Jays.
had a lot
Blue
of...
Jays.
Yeah,
Astros,
yeah.
where the second baseman caught that Batista hooked off him.
Oh yeah,
No,
and
that's-
his fucking
that's-
helmet spun
Bang,
off of his
nah,
eye.
that was Rangers Blue Jays regular season game.
Oh, it was a
That was
Rangers.
the year
Adore
after the
Rangers
bat
fans.
toss. That was a
Yes.
receipt for the bat toss. It
First
was
of all,
like,
let toss the bat. I mean, like,
toss the fucking bat.
if you hit a home, you know, first of all,
Toss the
you
bat
know
on
how-
the double, dude. I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't need a home run.
Toss the bat on a walk, fam. I don't care.
Dude, hitting
Flip that shit to the
hitting a
third row.
baseball is, I think it's the hardest thing to do in sports.
Yeah, it's very difficult.
I don't think there's a harder thing, a single act in sports than hitting a baseball. It's my
I don't
opinion.
know.
We can think on it. It's my
Okay.
opinion.
Oh, yeah,
I think
yeah,
that's
yeah,
the
yeah,
single hardest thing to do it. The fact that you hit it and get on base is exciting. The fact that you hit that tiny little baseball going 90 miles per hour and moving, and you hit it 400 feet or 350 feet or whatever it is to get a home run, and then you can't just put the bat down whatever way you want.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy. I mean, I would treat it like a fucking baton, like I was in a step choir or
Oh,
something.
you ever
like that.
watch
I'd be whipping that
Japanese
shit around.
baseball, dog?
What do they do?
They fucking talk like they encourage that shit.
Oh,
They
yeah,
toss
yeah,
the bit
yeah.
like they spin that shit like a top in there. Like they do not.
How the
give
fuck- what kind of
fuck.
I'd
world
look like
is-
a kappa.
What
I'd just
kind
be doing fucking.
Be like one of Beyonce's performers, just tossing the bats like batons and shit.
Step dance and shit. Get the whole dugout out. We'd have a choreographed dance.
What kind of world are we creating where we allow Japanese people to have more personality than us?
Exactly,
Facts.
exactly, dog.
don't
Like
need
they're getting it.
Oh,
right, man.
Tani-san! That Japanese dude is killing it. That Otani guy.
Oh,
He pitches
man.
and hits.
Oh, sure. That's like the Japanese Babe Ruth,
Yo,
dog.
they got the best celebrations because they're not allowed to show emotion any other time. Right? So it's like they're quiet all day and then something miraculous happens. It's like, oh, Tani-san, this is Homarana! Oh, Tani-san. It's like, whoa, dude, did you have all that personality this whole time? We had no clue.
God, that is so dangerously racist. I'm not even.
It's not. Son, you never see them excited about shit, and then when they are excited, it goes crazy.
Yes,
Like, in
facts.
Americans, when we're excited about shit,
talking about the
we
accent,
get
not the
crying.
idea.
Yeah, it was the idea. It was
No,
the.
I spoke perfect Japanese.
I hope he did. I hope he did because I don't know.
Listen.
I'm like sitting here. I'm like,
I
did he
spoke
say
perfect
actual
Japanese.
words?
Bro. Otani is the guy who is the...
Yeah, we got that. Otani-san. That wasn't
name.
impressive. That
And then,
wasn't
the
Otani-san.
rest, and the rest was just grumbling. I wasn't speaking Japanese after
perfect
that.
Japanese.
Son, when Americans...
That's what makes it racist because
Yo.
I don't know if it's real Japanese or not.
You gotta think about
I'm like,
culturally
you're right.
speaking, right? When some crazy shit happens in a movie like Independence Day, when the aliens come, right?
Yeah.
What happens in the to the American characters in the movie? What do we do, right? We get quiet. There's a guy who has a toothpick in his mouth. He opens his mouth slightly.
Michael
the toothpick,
Bay films.
Exactly.
They got the slow motion with the sun rising and
toothpick falls out.
Like somebody's cup has water and the water is shaking.
Tickle, boom, 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 and they say something like, "Oh my God." We get quiet because we have tons of personality all the time. We're, "Hey, how you doing?" Yeah. So when some crazy shit happens, we get quiet, right?
Yeah.
Japanese film. Something crazy happens. Where do they go?
Go Zero, son!
Cass, don't hide your face when you laugh at it, fam. Let that shit, let the world see it. Damn, you gotta give it up for a good joke.
Man, that shit was hilarious, though.
I'm telling you, man, it's a cultural thing. It's a cultural thing. We know about you Japanese people. We know.
Adding the son the second time it really got me.
Zero-san. Zero-san. Dude, for real, man. That's all it is. That's how it works, bro. That's how it works.
Oh, my God. Can we...
You ain't wrong when you right.
In the words of Lil Duval, our Sinatra. You ain't wrong when you right.
Oh, you right. Shouts to Duval, bro.
Oh, man. Let's get to these playoffs, man. Good first week of the opening
Incredible.
round.
I need to know your guys' opinion on this.
Man,
Real quick, let me ask you a question.
Go for it.
Russell Westbrook finishes the regular season with a triple-double.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's not even in the MVP race discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, he wins it primarily because he had a triple-double.
Mm-hmm.
His numbers were not that much better than James Harden's. He had one more assist, but one less rebound.
Yeah.
They were pretty even. And last year, Houston had a better record.
Yeah.
Houston did have a better
Definitely had a
record,
better record. And they beat him in the playoffs, which you wouldn't know voting, but voting time I can come
Sure.
up. But
Yeah.
bounced.
It's a regular season award, so like
I think it was a 3-6 matchup. Houston was a 3 and OKC was a 6.
So this year, Harden, who also has a better record, doesn't have a triple-double. Westbrook does have the triple-double.
Mm-hmm.
Why is he not in the discussion if we gave it up just for the triple-double last year? One. And two, did we get caught up in the idea of a triple-double? It should have been
ESPN.
Harden last year.
I blame ESPN, dog. ESPN really, they have a fascination with the triple double. Like more than any other like sports network, if you ever like notice it, like they will have full on Westbrook highlights when the Thunder lose. But they'll just be like, Westbrook got another triple double, Ben Simmons triple double, and it's like. Anybody who watches a game isn't like it's such an arbitrary stat to have. Like I don't know why like just because somebody has 12 rebounds and 8 assists doesn't make it any more or less impressive than somebody who has like 10 and 10. Like it doesn't make sense to me.
Not like 19 points and 20 points aren't that different.
No. It's not different at all.
9 points and 10 points, they're really not that different. But there's something about double digits with the triple-double that puts you in a completely different category, and it's kind of unfair.
It's weird.
Here's the thing. There's a human need, I think, for like evenness and like round. Like things need to be round.
Yeah.
And then we can just, that allows our simple
digestible.
brain to understand why it's good or like how good it is. Like when Jordan had 69, if I'm not mistaken, against the Cavs, he also had 18 rebounds.
Yeah.
If he had a 70-20 game, we would look at it in a whole different thing. Just that even round number.
100-point game.
Here we go. 100-point game.
Even when it's 101 point or 103 point or whatever it was, we still refer to it as
100-point game.
100-point game. Mm-hmm. What did he score or what did Will score? It
Will
was
scored 100. He
scored
100.
No, even 100.
Okay, fair
Even
enough.
100.
Which is why some people think it's fake.
Maybe DeJuan Wagner scored 100.
DeJuan Wagner scored 100.
One or something.
Epiphany Prince scored 113 in the high school game.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's women's,
It
right?
was a women's game,
Yeah,
so
no,
you know.
That's like 40. That's like 40 men's points.
Do they have like a time limit on women's games? How does like how long do they play for? Just until
it was a high school game. She went to Murray Bertram.
Do you think maybe
I know Bergstrom in the city.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Do you think maybe they didn't have enough women on the other team to field the team? So it was like
They just kept doing it.
it was like 5-on-3.
I mean,
But
to be fair, like what was it like? The DeJuan Wagner game,
Yeah.
they were playing against like some like
Bums.
You know what I mean?
But just real quick, back to the girl thing. Like, how long do girl games go for? No, I'm being dead serious. Like, is it the same as a guy, or is it like they put something in the oven and then like when
It's
when
20%
it's done,
less than a guy's game in honor of how much less they get paid.
Wow.
they get paid a lot less than 20% less.
Oh my gosh. God damn it. I try women's sports. I really try for y'all. I respect y'all
As long
game.
as it's fun, we watch. Hey, female tennis is fun, bro.
As long as
Female
it's fun.
tennis is fun.
The only woman I enjoy watching is Serena because she's so fucking good.
You can watch those white bitches.
Yeah.
You can watch those white bitches.
My uncle
good.
is a big tennis
you can
fan.
watch those white bitches. Yes, you can watch those white bitches.
I can't watch those white bitches.
I don't
no,
think I
cannot.
can name 3 of those white bitches.
I can. Steffi Grafs.
She still play?
She doesn't play?
Nah.
Who's the tall Russian bitch?
Anna Kournikova? No, the other one.
None of these people play. That's what I'm saying.
Sharapova.
Maria Sharapova.
That's one.
Yeah, sure.
Yo.
You know why you know her? This is Ronda Rousey.
Sharapova took a picture next to Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather looked like a chocolate Easter bunny next to this girl, dude. Sharapova's got to be 6'6".
Yeah, nah, she's a massive woman.
Dude.
Yeah.
But you know why you know Sharapova? Same thing you say about Ronda Rousey, because she's cute.
Yeah.
But that's with all chicks.
I mean, it's
Being
not for
serious.
nothing. It's like kind of human nature, like to be honest. Like,
Yeah,
We also know
good-looking
Ronaldo
people.
because
we
he's
all know
incredibly
'cause he's
handsome.
Handsome looking
Messi ain't
dude.
handsome.
But,
But Zlatan Ibrahimovic is not like a handsome looking guy.
it's the one advantage men have in life. We can get by on achievement alone.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be good looking.
It helps if you are,
That helps a whole lot.
but we can get by on achievement, whereas
Like,
women have to be.
every big sport, especially with women,
Yeah.
they're always like, man, like they said that for a long time about the WNBA, about
Yeah.
like women's, mixed martial arts. Like, we can't wait to have a face. You need a face to really sell this company. And that's why the UFC blew up, because Ronda Rousey was the shit.
Yeah.
And she wasn't bad to look at either.
I mean, they did a great job. If you look at the UFC, for a long time, they only had reasonably attractive chicks fight each other.
Yeah.
And there was this girl named Cyborg who she looks like someone got into
They didn't even have a weight class for her when she came in. She was a straw. They had to create a weight class for her because she's just a massive.
still, they didn't put any
I heard it's because she was on steroids, though. Like, clearly on
That too.
steroids.
They're
That
all
too.
on steroids.
But they knew, like, if
Like, she was like failing drug tests or something.
Son,
Like,
just look at her face. That's why. Dude, just look
even
at her
prime
face.
Ronda, it's like
It's bad, bro.
you kind of knew.
to
like,
that point, there was a female tennis player. She wasn't dominant, but she was good, named Amelie Mauresmo.
Okay.
You never heard her name because legitimately she looked like Caitlyn. Like, Google them. She looked like
a ghoulish looking
like
woman,
Bruce
yeah.
never stopped working out and still transitioned. That's Amelie Mauresmo.
Bro, you see this a lot, man.
It's true. I mean, people got shit to say. Like, it's the ugliness of sports, man.
Yeah.
Like, people
Well, I
never
think-
like to admit, like, yo, at the end of the day, you're selling a commodity. And as good as you can be at the sport, if I can't attach your face to something, the sport's not going to succeed, because we need
right.
to fill seats.
Well,
we need to sell shirts. We need to do this.
Yep, no, you're absolutely right. And I think what people don't want to acknowledge is that you have to give us a reason to watch worse people play.
Right.
So
Yeah.
with college, I'll watch worse people play because I have a stake with that college.
And they also sell it as they play for love of the game.
Yeah.
They have to market it.
They market
because
it
they have to.
because they're not as good.
Exactly.
Right?
PR.
Exactly,
Right.
yeah.
And so with female sports, with most of the sports, they're not as good as guys. So you have to find another way to market it. And marketing it with their looks is great if they have their looks. That female volleyball stuff is fun. They're, reasonably hot chicks, and
Yeah.
they'll do it. But just marketing it off the skill, there'd be no reason for us to watch because the skill isn't there.
And
if they were better than guys, like the only reason there's two different categories for men and women to play is because women can't compete with men in most sports.
Right.
If it was just merit, if it was we don't care what you have, we don't care about genitalia, then there'd just be the NBA.
Right.
It's just the reality. It's just the reality of the matter. So you have to find another way to sell the female game, man. It's
Right point. Simple economics.
that's all it is.
we're-
It's nothing personal. It's not sexist or anything like that. I mean, if anything, you can make the argument that if you were just a WNBA fan, that would be sexist because you're only there for their gender.
Yeah.
Nobody's watching the NBA because they're guys. I'm not like, I can't wait to see guys play.
No, I just like to see it done at the highest
I
level.
wanna
That's
see
why
the
I don't
greatest
really
player.
like college men's.
I don't
And
either.
that's why I don't like women's tennis, because
Yeah.
I just like seeing people do things that I could never do at the highest level.
Yeah.
Men's tennis might not be as competitive. Rallies might not be as long, but they're so fucking good.
Facts.
I'll watch that.
Yep.
Roger Federer.
There's a girl coming up. I forgot her name. She was in the high school, McDonald's high school All-American game or whatever. Good looking girl, plays like Candace Parker, and she dunks like reasonably easy. Like she's in the dunk contest and everything.
I saw
and
that.
that's what we were talking about. Like I could enjoy women's basketball because there's certain things there that are done better than NBA basketball, especially under the rim. You know what I'm saying? But to the complete game is being able to play above the rim because it evolves. Like if this was like the 40s, the 30s, where like everybody played under the rim, it might have been it'll be a very even playing field, and people just watch to watch. But the game evolved to when you have to play above the rim to be in the highest level in the NBA, and I don't think it'll be, like in like maybe 20, 30 years when like the WNBA is filled with women who are like this girl who will go down the middle of the paint and like dunk on people like a dude and all that type of stuff.
Yeah,
We're talking about 500,000 years of evolution. I'm being dead serious.
Not even evolution.
Bro. They're literally the testosterone in their bodies needs to change to give them the advantage.
But you never know though, because like
I do.
Like millions of years of evolution.
Like,
millions of years of evolution.
500,000. I'm given like the best case scenario.
I mean, look
how long it's going to take?
Look at 20, 30 years ago. Like, who would think we would have like 7'1"?
What it's going to take is random mutations for these girls to dunk like LeBron, and then everyone fucks them, and they have all the babies.
You don't think there's random mutations in the NBA?
So check it, guys. Here's the problem: we don't reward the random mutations.
Of course we do.
No, we don't.
Of course you do.
Men don't.
Giannis isn't a mutant.
No.
Like we as men don't reward these females random mutations. When I see a bitch who's 7'2", I'm not like, oh, I need to impregnate that.
Because you're not 7'5".
Even if I was 7'5", I'm still gonna get me a waitress.
Here's his point.
You know what I mean? You think that Giannis is looking for a girl who's 7'1" and looks like Boban Bojanovic?
Let me take this to just right here at this table. You guys would get more girls than me because you're taller. That's just a girl is gonna look at you and evolutionarily she's gonna be like, oh, he would make a baby with me that has a better chance of surviving than this 5'7" asthamatic.
I don't know, man.
That's why I have to have a personality.
My friend Maria Taylor, she does the college sports for ESPN. Beautiful girl. She's super tall. She's like 6'3", but she's gorgeous, right? And the first time I met her, she was like, yeah, they call me a breeder. And I'm like, why is that? It's because like anybody 6'6" and up wants to procreate with me to hopefully put some kids in the NBA.
Sure.
I'm not calling her being 6'3" mutation.
There's way less of those guys than there are girls trying to fuck. Will Chamberlain had sex with however many women, whatever he says, there's a possibility it's true.
Yeah.
If she was like
Well, he put
10,000
nobody
guys,
in the NBA.
and biologically she can only get pregnant 5 times in her life or whatever.
Yeah.
Will Chamberlain can have hundreds of kids.
Yeah, and all 30, 40, 50,000 women he slept with, he put none of them in the NBA.
You are arguing with us, but really we're just science.
Yeah, it's not. It's like I'm gonna ask you a question.
LeVar Ball knew. LeVar Ball knew from Jump Street. He's like, I'm gonna marry this white girl who's a track star who has good height, and we're gonna put out a bunch of basketball players.
Yeah, we all want that. I want that too. I just don't want her to be 6'3".
But what if she's gorgeous?
She's
okay,
6'3".
so then you're automatically limiting the pool. You see what I'm saying?
And she's 6'7".
But that's my point. You're automatically limiting the pool. What if she's gorgeous? What if she's this? What if she's this? Girls will fuck based purely on NBA player, amazing genes. Let's fuck.
Look, I'm fucking based on genes too. I just don't want you to be too tall. Okay, like look, if you're 6 feet. That's
Most
fine.
models are like 5'11", 6'1",
I know.
6'2".
I date them all. Okay? And once they start getting into the 6'3", 6'4" range, son, they grab your dick and that shit just disappears. Son. That shit look like a candy cane, dude.
It's like a roll of quarters.
Real talk. No, roll of quarters is generous. Looks like a fucking Slim Jim.
So gotta get girthy, man.
I know, but
the
return to the girth. All I'm saying is, I think that I think they've done studies on this, which is like, what does all of humanity find attractive, right? Now, the taller you get, the more that attractiveness scale increases, right? But women are going to find women that are like 5 feet to 6 feet are all going to find 6 foot to 7 foot guys attractive if they are all the same looks.
Yeah.
Men who are 6 feet are probably going to find women 6 feet and under attractive. They're not going to want girls, guys
like,
that are taller.
I've been around like a lot of gay players or like guys who played high Division I college, and it's like
we're talking about 400 people in the world. Let's
exactly.
talk about the other
They want
billion.
to keep that money in. They want to keep that in the family, dog.
To be honest, dog, even if they have kids of those people, it's not. Guys are biologically always going to have more testosterone. I don't know if that ever changes. Even if that tall ass girl procreates, she could have a daughter with those genes or a son with even stronger genes. It's biologically, we got more testosterone. That's what drives it.
I don't know.
Not
man.
we as in me, because I don't have a lot. But like generally speaking, guys.
But like you
have
see,
more
like Karl
testosterone.
Malone's daughter, like Karl
Malone's
Malone's
daughter
like,
couldn't score a point on LeBron in her life.
Well,
1 million to 0.
I'm not saying she
But
has to
that's
score on
my point.
LeBron.
Karl Malone's daughter couldn't score a point on Karl Malone's
let's
son.
get back to the argument because we're getting off track here. You think that men don't care about a woman's height? Is that
I think
your argument?
men absolutely care about a woman's height.
So, and let me ask a follow-up question: is you think that men wouldn't be turned off by a woman who is much taller than them?
I don't think so.
I would.
You think there are no men that would be turned off?
I'm sure there's
by a woman?
plenty.
Alex,
I'm
you
sure
want
there's plenty,
girls
but I
taller than you?
Let's
wouldn't.
just do a
I
little.
don't fuck a girl over 5'7".
He said he don't fuck girls over 5'7".
I definitely used to fuck with this girl that was much taller, not much taller than me, but she was taller than me.
Okay.
Like clearly.
And okay.
And all I was thinking was NBA.
Yeah,
NBA.
but we could make okay. That's fair. And would you?
My
sleep
girl
with
is
a
5'1".
Okay, so you probably go for girls that are short. I definitely go for girls that are
This
short.
girl was like 6'1", like without shoes. So when she would go out and wear heels, and I would wear Timbs, she'd be clearly taller than me.
That's fair. I'm just saying, like me, I'm 6'2". I date girls that are mostly shorter than me. Now, granted, there are not a lot of girls that are going to be taller than me, right?
Yeah.
There might be a few, but they're not a lot. Now, that being said, when I'm looking at a girl, if I'm being completely honest, I'm looking at genetics.
Yeah.
I'm looking at her shape, her physique. I'm looking if she has like a strong legs, and I'm like, I want to make some ball players.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think, like you said earlier, that's a natural thing. I just feel like men in general would probably look for a girl that's a little shorter than them. I just feel you might not feel that way.
Okay.
But you might.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I'm not saying
not much
I'm not
less,
saying you need
because if a girl's 5'10",
yeah, not much less.
So check it. If a girl's 5'10",
Yeah.
I'm looking at her pops. I'm like, yo, how tall is your pops? She's like, oh, he's 6'5". I'm like, all right, we good. You know what I mean? Like I'm doing the math. I'm taking some 6'5". I got some big, on my side. But I'm with you in terms of the end product. You just willing to go to the extreme to have a.
Oh no,
I'm not
dude.
fucking no 6'6" bitch for the rest of my life to have a kid in the NBA. You know what I mean? Like,
listen, if I'm 6'8", he's definitely fucking that 6'7" bitch happily, and it's like he is absolutely.
But again, if you have two kids and one is a boy and one is a girl, the boy is still always going to be better. Like,
oh yeah, no,
matter
I'm
how
not.
many generations you
That's
got.
what I'm saying. I'm not saying that.
That's not
I'm
what
not saying that. I'm saying
He's
like I'm trying to.
your interest, and I think I agree with him.
I'm saying to evolve the women's game.
Right.
Is that you're going to have to create a lot more of these, I guess to use our word, mutations to eventually evolve the game, because there was the time where there wasn't a bunch of 6'10".
But yeah,
dudes that
my
could handle
point
the
is
ball.
even then the men will keep evolving. at a
NBA
better
players
rate.
are not sleeping with WNBA players. They're sleeping with Kardashians. That's just the reality of the matter. There's like 3 WNBA players that could get it, and the rest of them probably ain't even interested in NBA players to keep it 100. They're interested in double NBA players. You know what I mean? Like, so like,
You know who's gonna really prove this theory?
What?
Kobe Bryant. Like he has nothing but girls. He has nothing but girls and like a regular like former video vixen wife.
That's true. That's true.
It's
man.
like if those kids and like
a lot of pressure on those Mexican jeans right
there's
there.
a lot of pressure on those jeans right now. Because like Kobe's like, you know they come from me.
Yo.
Kobe having some football players,
You know
dog.
I'm good.
Kobe having some soccer players.
Word.
Real
Like
talk.
that ass.
We're gonna really see what happens.
That height's gonna stunt real fast, and then there's gonna be a lot of WNBA players like, see Kobe, you should like Cheryl Swoop's gonna come up like, see Kobe, you should have just, let me get in there.
That's funny. He gonna have some like
Leslie.
5'9" athletes, but the work ethic gonna be amazing.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
It's gonna be in school.
We have not talked about games yet.
all right,
Oh
sorry.
yeah, let's talk about some games. Shit.
All right, go. Y'all start it up.
Oh man,
I was
the most. I think we should start off with the most intriguing matchup to me, and that is the Cavs and the Pacers. Right.
Yeah.
Now. The Cavs and the Pacers are hella intriguing right now because the Cavs still look like they haven't really pushed that playoff button, and I don't think they even really have one at this point. And a lot of people are saying this Cavs team, if they do end up getting to the finals, is more reminiscent of that 07 Cavs team that was just like LeBron and a bunch of guys.
You know what's funny is I was talking to he's really one of Andrew's sources, but he and I know each other. And after the trade, when everybody's losing their minds, myself included, they played so great against the Celtics.
Yeah.
Also, first of all, this is game one, so any conclusion we jump to is a game one conclusion. But he said that exact thing. He said everybody's talking about how great this trade is. In April, everybody's going to look at it the exact same way they looked at his old teams, which is LeBron dragged all these guys however far they got.
Yeah, facts.
Which is interesting, because at the time I was like, really? Everybody seems to love these trades. And he was like, nah.
They're all a lot of the same. He traded for a lot of the same guy. Like Rodney Hood, George Hill, there aren't too many things they do too dissimilar. Like J.R. Smith is
but it's not even
the J.R. Smith he used to be. They're only really good if they're all hitting jump shots. They're a jump shooting ass team.
And here's what's interesting. We're all LeBron stans.
Yeah.
He wasn't the best player on the court yesterday.
No, he was not.
We got to keep...
double.
Still
had a triple-double.
I love that triple-double.
Victor Oladipo.
But exactly. It was worth what a triple-double is worth, which is, hey, he had a triple-double.
A loss.
Victor Oladipo, another arbitrary stat, the triple-double.
Yeah.
Like, he got a triple-double, and what does it mean? Victor Oladipo was clearly the best player on that court yesterday, and it didn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, because there's no answer for buckets. And Lance Stevenson has full-on, he does not pay rent inside of LeBron's head, and he's living there. He's been living there for the past 4 years, my fault.
No fear.
No fear of this dude, but you got to understand, like, and a lot of people don't understand, like, Lance Stevenson... It sounds crazy now, but Lance Stevenson was almost kind of like that same like high school phenom that LeBron was growing up.
And he's a New Yorker, so he's got that ridiculous, irrational confidence.
He's got that irrational confidence.
From what I understand, my man got away with abusing his girlfriend in high school. You don't think he got crazy confidence? He'd get away with anything in his mind.
God. Jesus Christ.
I've heard this. I don't know if this is a fact. I might be slandering the man, but I've heard.
I'm not going to accuse
That's an allegedly. Sorry, Lance.
I'm not going to accuse a Brooklyn man of doing anything so heinous, but...
no, Brooklyn man, that's a stand-up guy.
Word, dude.
Brooklyn guys, stand up. That's a classy borough right there.
Shout out to Coney Island.
No crime in Brooklyn.
There's no crime in Brooklyn. You kidding me? They clean that place up. But Lance Stevenson, man, like he's the type of dude where I still don't think the Pacers win this series. But I said from jump, there's no easy path for anybody in the Eastern Conference.
I think the Sixers have the easiest path, and I think that loss could really haunt Cleveland. I don't know if they're going to lose, but they're going to look back on that and be like,
it's going to be hard.
That loss to the Sixers that got us to 4 seed made everything so much harder.
Yeah, I definitely see the series going 5 or 6 games, and I think they do play the Sixers in the next round if they do.
No, they play Toronto in the next round.
Okay,
Sixers play beat up Celtics.
That's light work. LeBron.
I don't know if it's light work.
LeBron
man.
owns Toronto, dog.
I don't know if it's light work.
LeBron's the real sixth god of Toronto.
I don't know if it's light work, man. I'm telling you.
I don't know. And again, one game. I don't want to jump to any conclusions because it's one game.
Everybody's doing this. I knew this was going to fucking happen. Cavs are going to lose, and everybody goes, Cavs aren't going to make it. They're taking the next 4 games straight. It's not even going to be close.
Which could quite possibly. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to come in here and be like, it's over.
Doesn't have what they need. LeBron, we got glimpses of, and it was so exciting watching it, of what LeBron is going to look like when he's 37 years old. And it is just straight bully.
Yeah.
He would get in that post right down there on the baseline, and he would just bully Lance in. Lance would have to foul. Now, I think what happened is LeBron started missing some free throws early in the game.
Yeah, that's one thing he's got to work on.
And I think when he missed some free throws, he went away from attacking the basket a little bit. That he can't do. You just got to attack. But I think they're taking the next 4 games easy. They'll figure out an answer for Depot, and they'll figure out a way to get more buckets. They looked at the setup that they're going up against. LeBron will draw up something. It will be easy. I think the Raptors pose a serious problem. I don't want to get serious, and I don't want to do the same thing we're doing every game 1 and then get lulled into sleep by, they beat them twice at the end of the regular season. The Raptors are nothing. Yeah, because that's what we do. We just come in here and knee-jerk. And the Raptors are going to have some confidence. They won their first game. That's the first game 1 they've ever won in franchise history in a playoffs. Yeah. So finally, the Raptors are playing with the confidence we'd hoped they'd play for the last 3 years. Right? Like what the Raptors would do the last 3 years is they'd freak out in the playoffs. Everybody, Kyle Lowry's been reading fucking self-help books on the planes to be able to get the confidence to shoot a basketball. All of a sudden, they come out game 1, they start hooping. They start playing the way that we know the Raptors can play. And if the Raptors play with confidence, especially at home, they're a very difficult team to beat.
Nah.
I think they're. We'll see what happens.
I just don't believe in Toronto, man. Like I believe in Boston more than I believe in Toronto.
I believe in
Brad Stevens, most overrated coach in the NBA.
You're bugging. You're absolutely bugging. Brad Stevens is probably the best coach next to Pop. He's probably the best coach in the NBA.
Well, Kerr.
I could coach that Warriors team, dude.
What he do? Like, what he do?
Brad Stevens?
Yeah.
He has taken every single point guard he's given him and turned him into a fucking star. Granted, Kyrie was already a star.
To do what? To lose?
Did you see Terry Rozier mix Eric Bledsoe into next week?
That game, did you watch that game?
Yo, Boston's losing this series.
They're not losing that series.
Oh, they're losing the series. That's done. It's over. It's over, Boston.
I don't... Listen, Boston is... They're missing their 2 best players.
Yeah.
They got to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Son,
they're going to get a solid pick next year.
Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are sensational.
They are
This team is stacked.
So the idea that like they have nobody on the team, oh no, they just have the future of the NBA on the team.
I'm like,
they
Jaylen Brown was a number 2 overall pick.
Yeah, and
in his
Jason
draft,
Tatum is incredible. Matter of fact, when you put the Bucks up against the Celtics, right? This Celtics team has more talent than the Bucks.
So why are you saying they're not going to win this?
Because they're
series?
not that good, and Brad Stevens isn't that good.
You're bugging.
He hasn't proved. He's not better than D'Antoni. He's not better than Pop. He's not better than Kerr. He's not better than.
He's better
You
than
can't
Carter,
say.
man.
You can't say not. You can't.
You don't
hold,
got anything. He don't
but
got
you can't
proof.
hold
What's your
playoff
proof?
success.
My proof is
That he loses in the
But
playoffs.
you can't hold a lack of
He's
playoff
gone
success
to the
against Brad Stevens and then let D'Antoni slide on the fact that he's never seen a finals.
Yeah.
My
Facts.
point is, if you're going to not even include D'Antoni in the conversation,
I'm including the conversation off scheme alone, but I haven't seen him ever maximize his talents like they should. Like,
how do you know?
Every team I've seen D'Antoni coach, you've always felt like they could have done more.
I thought they could have done less. He's the only coach that does anything with
How
these
did
bum
those
teams.
How did those Phoenix Suns teams never see a finals?
Without him,
They essentially reinvented modern basketball.
Without him, they don't even see the playoffs.
With Steve Nash, Amari Stoudemire, Joe Johnson, Sean Marion.
Yeah.
Those were all really good players.
They make the playoffs.
Especially young Amari.
It was really funny to see you just switch and be like, yeah.
They're a low seed in the playoffs. They make a low seed in the playoffs.
I always maintain that those Suns teams were better than those Mavericks teams, and they lost to those Mavericks teams. They lost to those Spurs teams. And they should have beat those teams. Those Spurs teams were dinosaurs compared to. They were basically playing. If Steve
Brad Stevens also loses. So what's your point? Why does he get so much credit?
Because Brad
Brad
Stevens maximizes the talent that he never gets.
So he maximizes the talent.
This is the first time
just
that he's
enough
getting.
To lose.
No, the first time he took that Celtics team to the playoffs, who was their team? It was like
nobody.
Marcus Smart, Kelly Olynyk. Isaiah Thomas, but it wasn't even like his All-Star season yet. It wasn't. I'm not talking about his All-Star season.
Okay.
I'm talking about like when he was still getting like 16.
Someone had a meme. My man Troy, I forget Troy Lawson. He had a meme that said the Celtics starting 5, and it was just a picture of a bunch of green trash cans. And I thought it was so funny because that's what it was. I don't remember any of those guys.
But they always figure it out, dude.
Okay, fine.
He does a great job of masking what you're not good at and just really emphasizing what you're really good at.
I'm just not going to crown him the prince of the NBA without a fucking victory.
Here's what it is. It's because he's new. In the same way people are saying, oh, Giannis can't carry a team deep in the playoffs, but y'all held it against Melo. Yeah, we held it against Melo after like 7 years. We're like, yo, this motherfucker not doing anything. D'Antoni's been around since
Who
the
says
aughts.
Giannis can't?
Skip Bayless, that's
Just
his new
people.
thing. And then a couple people were arguing me on Twitter, like, how you going to hate on Melo for never getting out, but you're not going to hold this against Giannis? Because this is Giannis' first playoff team.
And Chris Paul as well.
Chris Paul, same thing. You get a few chances.
Yeah.
Brad Stevens, to be honest, this year I wouldn't hold it against him. Next year, healthy squad, you better make it to the finals.
Absolutely. Like next year, if the Celtics are fully healthy and they don't go to the finals,
Then we re-talk this.
That's when when the seat gets real hot.
We don't have enough data, is what we're saying,
Yes.
to make an honest decision. All right, that's fair. I don't want to get too.
I also did really enjoy the
Utah game.
Utah was tight.
OKC.
It was tight. I think OKC, like that our theory in the beginning of the year was they're not built for the regular season, but they're going to be a tough ass out in the playoffs.
Son, when they have that lineup in there where Melo's on the bench,
Yeah.
it is magical, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, watching Paul George. Dude, Paul George is like,
Playoff P.
dude, playoff P. And Melo gave some hate in that press conference
did.
afterwards.
He
He was a little
did.
salty. He wants some love.
He did, because he was a victim of playoff P a couple times. I remember those Knicks teams.
That's right.
Like,
What did Melo say?
because they were just kind of like giving him shit about like calling himself playoff P, like he's different in the regular season, whatever. But like it's
Someone
legit,
just
like,
asked him, how did you feel about Paul's game today? Playoff P was out there cooking, and then Mel goes, playoff P.
Like him and Westbrook, like having a little chuckle about it.
Oh, is that what y'all calling him? Yeah, I ain't never heard that before. This is after a win.
He's a come on. What are you doing, man?
Yeah, just give it up for him. Yeah,
gas your mans, dog.
Gas your teammate. You crazy?
Man,
get 36. Give him some props.
I'm about to say, my teammate gets 36 anything. I'm calling him whatever the fuck he wants to.
That's it, bro.
If he wants to call him Pleasure P, I'll call him that shit. I don't give a shit. But
his game is pretty, man.
I don't know what it is, man. Like he's never disappointed me in the playoffs.
And he's great in playoffs.
He's
obviously.
never like dog. He took
control.
those super heat teams to the limits.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like before he tore his knee up that one time, like he took those teams to the limit.
Yeah.
Dog.
When we watched the All-Star game, when Andrew and I went, I was the most impressed with his defense. Like I was watching his defense, I was like, this motherfucker locks in.
Yeah. Oh, that's the thing. Like to play that intensely on the other team's best player and still have time and still have energy to play off is incredible. But it's his style of play that's so impressive. It's like
he's like a Pippen.
Dude, he's like a Pippen, but he's like an ice skater or some shit like that. Like he doesn't lift. Donovan Mitchell, and I fucking love Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
I'm a huge fan of this guy. I think he's a superstar.
He's like a new Dwayne Wade.
Sure, yeah, it's a great look.
Wade.
But him and Russell Westbrook, something that they do is they go from 0 to 100. And once they're at 100, they're committed to whatever direction they're pretty much going.
I don't even think Russell Westbrook goes to 0. I think he's just 100 all the time.
100. But you know what I'm saying? Like once he commits to that direction, that's where he's going.
Yeah.
Paul George is constantly reacting to what the defense is giving him. It's like that game Frogger when you're like jumping across the street back force. Like he doesn't go at 100.
Nah.
Paul goes at like 60.
Nah, he definitely plays at a pace that he doesn't let the defense dictate what he's doing.
And he's always reacting to them, and his footwork is immaculate.
But it'll never be a bad shot.
No,
he's never be like, oh man, that's a terrible shot. Like unless it's like the clock's running down, you got to force something up. I get it, but like Melo, you'll see maybe like a bad shot here and there. Russell, you'll absolutely see some bad shots. But Paul George never really he has really good shot selection and he really picks his spots.
But it's his way of attacking a defense in this kind of, I don't want to say slow, but calculative manner. It's like, I'm going to get you to move a little bit. Ooh, he moved. And I'm always balanced so I can make a move off of whatever happens to you.
Yeah.
It's not this power push. It's the opposite of Westbrook in a lot of ways.
And a lot of people forget, like, Paul George is 6'10".
Son, massive.
He's 6'10".
He should be a power forward.
Like, he plays like he's 6'5", but he's 6'10", so he's going to shoot over you. He could drive and rise up over you. Like, I wouldn't call him Durant, but like
it's different. It's a different game.
Yeah, like it's a different game of Durant, but like he's clearly the best player Russell's played with since Durant.
He plays like Wade. He's a 6'10" Wade.
Yeah.
You know how Wade isn't beating you off of straight flash anymore.
Yeah.
He's beating you off of veteran savvy, guile, footwork, pump fake, all these kind of shit like that. It's just so exciting to watch, man. It's I think
I've said it since the beginning of the year, man. I'm like, the Thunder aren't like, I don't give a damn what the Thunder do in the regular season. I'm like, I have a hard time seeing anybody but the Warriors beating them 4 times in 7 games. Like, not the Jazz, not even the Rockets, really.
Yep.
Because you could sick Paul George on James Harden. You might not stop him, but you can slow him the hell down.
It's going to be hard.
It's going to be really hard, you know what I'm saying? And the Rockets don't really have an answer for Russell Westbrook.
Nothing.
And
the seeding of the playoffs annoys me so much.
Yeah.
Because I wanted the Warriors to have to play the Thunder in the first round. And they were going to until the very last game. The Thunder went from the 7 seed to the 4 seed.
Word. It was like 3-9 was separated by like a game or a half a game or some ridiculous.
Or the Jazz. I don't and now they won't see them until the conference finals if they see them.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because that means every game is going to be competitive.
Yeah. Yeah, every game has been competitive.
Well, the Warriors got the Spurs without Kawhi, which is...
Sure, but like, not everyone, but like sometimes you have these playoffs...
We don't want the Spurs to,
Yeah,
not for I know you're a
Spurs
fan.
I'm saying, this is a great playoffs. The only thing that annoys me as a Warriors hater is of all the paths, they're the only ones who seem to have an easy path.
Fair enough. I just love the fact that every series is going to be competitive.
Yeah, it's been great.
For years, we had these... I mean, my favorite time of the year is the first series of the NBA playoffs.
Yeah.
Every single day there's a game that means something and it's exciting and there's great convo and everybody's playing at the highest level. Sometimes you get these years where the games are boring.
And that's why
this is not one of those years. Every series, literally every series, maybe outside of Spurs Warriors, could go either way.
Yeah. And that's why I don't normally like the first round, because normally every year I can remember 1-8 matchup is dog shit. 2-7 is dog shit. There's two good series per conference.
Barely won yesterday.
Yeah.
That's 1-8. Barely
Harden
won.
had 44.
Harden had to put up 44. And how many points did Houston score?
And
89? It was like 89, 84. They went under 90. That's a big... Listen, D'Antoni teams do not win under 90.
There's not a lot of 8 seeds that have 2, maybe 3 All-Stars and a former coach of the year.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, you got Butler, you got Cat. Like, I don't think Cat's going to have another, like, game when he has, like, 10 points. Like, I think he comes out.
No, he'll come out, yeah.
Didn't Andre Wiggins get like a $140 million contract?
Yeah, he got some wild contract. But it's like, but he's your third banana. So it's like, yeah, he's overpaid, but, like, you know,
he's going to get it somewhere. You might as well have him.
Yeah. It's like, would you rather have him or have Carmelo right now?
Exactly.
I don't know. I might take Wiggins because at least he could, you know.
Wiggins will be third banana.
Wiggins ain't going to talk shit about his teammate who scored 36.
Bullied into accepting it.
Yeah.
I literally think they sat Melo down halfway through the season. They said, look, you're either going to go to the bench or you're going to accept the role.
Hey,
that we
Pete,
give
they
you.
said I got to come off the bench. Remember that press conference?
Rockets won 104-101, so they were above 90.
Yeah,
Let's check.
104, 101. Okay,
that's low for a Rockets team.
But
They're
still,
usually in like the 110s and 1-teens and
still,
stuff like
a 3-point margin of victory when Harden has to put up 44.
that. Yeah. And Cat doesn't really
And Cat
kill like
didn't
that.
play. Cat's not going to play that badly this whole series.
And listen, when
Oh,
you
the
got
Timberwolves are going to be a tough out too, man. Like
you
they
got a Jimmy
they
Butler?
The Butler. Cat's gonna have a Cat game, and the Rockets. You know who they have? Clint Capella in the front court.
He balled out last night.
Yeah, he did because it was all like here. James Harden just feeding him. Just finish around the rim.
They're going to figure something out. It's just going to be everything's going to be interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, any other good game? I mean, I love Utah.
Like
I
what
really
flies
like
under the
Utah.
radar. Flying under the radar, like the Portland Trailblazers, the 3rd seed, lost
to the Pelicans.
Lost to the Pelicans.
And the Pelicans, well, this is playoff Rondo.
Playoff Rondo,
son,
man.
Playoff Rondo. Son, playoff Rondo would have had your boy Brad Stevens out of there last year.
Yep.
Yeah.
It would have had him out in a sweep. And I think playoff Rondo is going to take advantage of these Trailblazers, and you're not going to see him anymore. And I hate a lot on Anthony Davis, but if he's healthy, a playoff Anthony Davis with a playoff Rondo.
I mean,
Anthony Davis,
honest,
regular season Anthony Davis this year was pretty crazy.
Yeah, he was outside of Harden or LeBron. He was probably the MVP.
He's in the
year.
mix.
But you know, like playoff Anthony Davis is a real thing too. Like, don't forget, like that first Warriors championship run, it was like a miracle Steph Curry shot that kept that from going 7 or going 6 or something like that. Because Anthony Davis was destroying the Warriors that series.
That'd be an interesting series.
Yeah, Steph Curry hit like some fall away 3 in the corner to help win it or something like that, and like they were right there.
If the Pelicans win, that would be an interesting second round series. It would be Steph Curry coming back from injury against playoff Rondo. And then Anthony Davis just doing basically
Anthony Davis things.
Yeah, Anthony Davis
and
things.
Drew Holiday's been like really good.
Hooping. I like Holiday.
Yeah.
He's a guy who plays up. He always plays up.
I still think
Solid.
wildly overpaid, but yeah, he's playing well.
I think,
he
maybe
had that one
overpaid.
All-Star season in
But
Philly
dude,
or something like that.
Solid guy. He's not going to fuck up. Can hit the open shot, get to the basket, and he's physical. You need physical guys for the playoffs, especially on defense.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Guys with big shoulders and won't get pushed off their spot too.
Especially
too
you get
easily.
these switches. You know, defense or offense is getting real nuanced come playoffs, right?
Yeah.
They're designing specific things to attack what you do and attack your insecurities.
We've seen you for 82 games. You know exactly what you're going to do. You better have some
Now
new
we
shit.
coming at you.
Yeah.
You know? Which is why Brad Stevens should excel even more in the playoffs if he's such a sophisticated-minded coach and he struggles. But
I'm not.
How's he struggle? Like what? He's never lost. The only time he lost in the first round, I think he took like that Heat team to like 5 games or 6 games. That's when the Cavs, that Cavs team,
5 games.
When Kevin Love got hurt or whatever. You know what I mean? Like they battle. You know what I'm saying?
They got swept actually.
He didn't get swept. Well, I think they did
need to check anyway.
last year when Isaiah Thomas got hurt.
Yeah, they took him to 6.
And then the Cavs just
in the finals, conference finals. But they also they would have lost to the Bulls in the first round if Rondo didn't get hurt.
That's the thing.
And they got taken to 7 by the Warriors. And this is a 1 seed. So, yeah, I don't think he's great, but I think it's too early. I'm not sold on him, but it's too early to say he's trash.
I'm
That's
not
what I'm
saying he's
saying.
trash. I'm just saying he's overrated, but whatever. Okay, any other games?
Damn. What
Any
else?
bad matchups? I feel like Spurs Warriors isn't going to be bad, and that's on Kawhi as much as I hate to say it.
Dude, what about Heat?
Sixers, man. What the
Heat Sixers?
17 straight wins. We haven't talked about him yet. It's time we put the curse on Philly.
And Embiid is. I mean, listen. If you don't want the Sixers to win,
this weekend, by the way.
If you don't want the Sixers to win, I think we should just kind of stop talking about them.
No, talk about them. That's a flagrant 2 curse.
Well, it depends how we talk about them.
Yeah.
If we talk about them as they're great, then they will be cursed. If we talk about
Philly's phenomenal. The Eagles are the best team I've ever seen. You deserve all the wins.
I'll be in Philly this weekend, by the way, doing shows. Views from the Sis. Going to be a Helium Comedy Club this weekend, the 20th and the 21st, Friday and Saturday.
Shout out to Philly,
Come on out. I got some things to say to your asses, man.
Shout out to Philly. That should be
buy tickets.
Should be interesting, given your history over there.
Son, last time it was great because I went there and I was right. So I just shit all over him. But this time I got to figure out some shit talk.
Yeah, they got 2 chips on you since then.
Son, I inspired all that. That's probably me. It's my doing. You're welcome.
So do you think
motherfuckers?
Do you think in Philly goes to the finals?
Bro, it is.
I think I do. No, conference finals.
I
don't think they make it to the finals this year because they're too young, I think.
But I think that's why they go to the finals, though.
I think at some point...
Because they got a lot of vets. They got a lot of sneaky good vets.
They do.
And their best players are too young to know any better.
I think at a certain point, these guys who are too young to know any better, at a certain point, it always seems to hit them like, oh, fuck. I realize what this is now.
All right, let's break this down. Mm-hmm. All right. They won 16 straight games. Markelle Fultz is coming back, and he's looked decent. Yep. Ben Simmons has looked like an all-world player despite not knowing how to shoot a jump shot or hit a free throw.
Yep.
It's unbelievable.
Embiid is probably the second best player in the East, maybe third. And he's coming back and joining this team that's already won 17 straight games.
Also, look at Dwayne Wade checking out Ben Simmons' ass in this.
He's scoping out his next target.
Too, man.
Yo,
Ben Simmons is looking as well.
Ben Simmons is doing it, doing squats.
Know, man. Ben Simmons is. I'm a fan. He's become that guy you gotta watch. Like he's becoming my League Pass guy. Like obviously League Pass is done now because it's the playoffs, but like he's becoming that guy. Like I have to watch. He reminds me of a super athletic Magic Johnson, like or
he beat the Flagrant 2 curse. Kaz and I picked him to be Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, and he got it.
Good.
That's greatness. That's true greatness.
I think he's gonna get it too, man. Like the motherfucker is just.
He'll get it. That's undeniable.
He'll definitely get it, and he's. I'm seeing the Cavs yesterday, seeing these Sixers today. Not really sold on the Raptors.
LeBron not gonna let that happen.
Not sold on the Celtics.
Yeah, I think, man, it's one game. This is what we do. I do the same thing every playoff series.
Spicy takes.
You think Sixers are going to the finals?
I think.
Call it.
The Philadelphia Sixers are going to the NBA
over
finals.
my dick.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening.
Fuck it, I'm a roll with it, man. I like Ilyasova. I like the big balls, Bellinelli. Never afraid to take a big shot.
They got a good team.
I like Covington. Ben Simmons
is a bum.
Is great.
Covington is the one bum.
He's a spot up guy, spot up 3-and-D guy. He don't got to do much.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Like
I think in 2-3 years, Philadelphia Boston is going to be a phenomenal rivalry.
Oh, for sure. That's all the young talent.
And then Giannis is going to have to leave because they're not doing much around him with the Bucks.
And sadly, probably Kristaps. Sadly, oh, God. That's dog being in that division. That division, not even just the conference. You got to see these motherfuckers all the time. Boston and Philly.
Well, that will make Kristaps a man. I like that. We should talk about what's going to happen with the Knicks. If you guys are cool with that.
There's a lot.
Yeah,
we've gone a long couple of weeks without any real Knicks talk.
No, you're right.
So we got a coach search. Hornacek is out, and which is whatever. I don't know if he was.
Yeah, I'm not even on no. Yeah, man, good to get him out. But I'm like, you know what? I guess it was.
I think he was fine. I don't think he's like a franchise-changing coach, but I think he's a serviceable guy. I think he got them playing well at times.
And I think like that the new front office kind of gave him Steve Mills and Perry kind of gave Hornacek the like, all right, like you aren't our guy, you're Phil Jackson's guy, but we're gonna give you a season to figure it out.
Yeah,
and it didn't work out. So I was like, all right, you know what?
So who do we get? Their talks are David Blatt.
I want
Mike
something new,
Woodson.
man. Like I think the good thing about this Knicks team.
It's so easy to me.
I have two choices.
Yeah.
The good thing about the Knicks team is that there's no real pressure to win right now, so you don't got to come in and get like a Jeff Van Gundy or a Fizdale or any of those guys. I think you go Jerry Stackhouse.
I would love
I think go Jerry Stackhouse, man. Like,
so for those of you guys who don't know, Jerry Stackhouse coaches the Raptors G League team. The 949s at 9 or something they're called or some shit. I forget the exact name. But in his first year, I think they won the championship.
Yeah.
And he was an assistant with the Raptors and just a hell of a fucking dude. And I think he's a good guy. It'd be cool. You got to respect him because Jerry can still give you buckets. So apparently when he was coaching with the Raptors as like an assistant, he would play the Raptors players. And he's like, I can't do it every day like these guys go out every night, but I'll give you buckets still. You know, he's only 40-something, right? So I think it's an interesting dynamic having a coach that's on the team that will still go one-on-one with you and then give you buckets. You got to respect that guy a little bit. I
think that's a good option. I was actually going to say Mark Jackson makes perfect sense to me.
Please, God,
Why no?
No ability to see talent. Draymond Green was just wasting away on the bench, and then every year in the playoffs, their big man would get hurt, and then they would be incredible for a little bit because Draymond Green would step in and play, and he'd be like, oh, maybe there's something going on with this small ball. You would think most coaches would recognize that, but
I don't know. The way Steph Curry seems to credit him for his growth, Klay Thompson seems to credit him for his growth. He might not be good enough to win it all, but he seems like he could do a lot with young talent.
Jeff Van Gundy, son. I want Van Gundy. I know that you're down to not win. I want Van Gundy. I want Van Gundy. I want a 5-year deal, and I want...
I don't.
I want Van Gundy.
I've never been impressed by Van Gundy.
I don't want...
Run it back, yo. You got your chance. Run it back.
You guys are
do
reliving making it to the finals and getting beaten 4-1 20 years ago.
I need a coach that's going to relate to the player of the 2020s. Of the 2010s, dude. Like,
Jeff Van Gundy,
I don't need... Jeff Van Gundy is not that guy.
We love Jeff Van Gundy. We're in our mid-30s, man.
Yeah, Jeff Van Gundy's not that guy. Mark Jackson's not that guy.
Nah, that's
Dave Fizdale might be that guy. He might be, but there might be too much pressure on him to win right away since he has that, he did pretty well with the Grizzlies and the Heat was,
How's that for data?
Over there. But give me something new. Give me Stackhouse. Give me somebody young who's going to have that energy.
Stackhouse is 40-some years old.
He's younger than all these motherfuckers.
All right, fair enough.
Like, give me somebody with some youth, dude. Give me somebody who's going to play the type of game that is going to lead me into the next
I seriously
generation.
am in shock that you said Jeff Van Gundy.
Jeff Van Gundy, without a doubt.
I can't even...
We're too nostalgic as New Yorkers, man.
Yeah, man. What the hell is wrong with you? You didn't even win.
You have to understand.
We almost won.
We almost won. That's very close.
And you were an 8th seed.
That's close enough. You guys got the same coach. All you did was won once.
Who?
You, Mavericks.
Got the same coach as what? We never fired him, and he's still widely considered a good coach.
Why is he considered a good coach? Y'all stay losing.
Yeah, that's honestly on Cuban. That's Cuban fucking up.
Yeah, but you
draft
cool with
Giannis.
him?
I don't love Cuban. I think Cuban's done a lot of great.
You're cool with your coach?
Yeah, because he maximizes talent as much as he can. Now there is nothing on that team.
Right. So
if Harrison Barnes is your best player, you got a fucking problem.
So he didn't get the right players.
That's on the GM.
He's making bad decisions. You don't think he has any role in that?
No, he's not. GM is Donnie Nelson.
Yeah, but you don't think that... I mean, I know for a fact that he has a role in that.
Okay, fair enough.
But like most coaches do, they're consulted. They're not just there to like tell them where to go.
Sure. But he wasn't his decision to pass on Giannis and get Shane Larkin. Wasn't his decision to let Tyson Chandler go because you want to sign free agents?
Well, one thing, look, all I'm saying is, for me, Jeff Van Gundy, I think is an exceptional coach, and I thought he brought a pretty good Knicks team.
I love him as an announcer. I
and
was
he's
never
just a great
impressed
guy.
with him as a coach.
We need that.
He is a great guy.
He's a loyal guy. He's out there who will fight for you.
That's why you love him, because he held on to fucking Patrick Ewing's leg or whatever.
Like, I want to grab a drink with Van Gundy. I want to listen to him say his kooky things on the air.
I love it. I want press
I don't want him
conferences.
to coach my team, dog.
I want him to coach it.
He's basketball's John Madden.
If we're going to lose, just let me lose.
We are losing.
Yeah, but let me lose with a funny, interesting coach. Like, at least let me get some joy out of losing.
Yo, fucking Eddie coach, for God's sakes. What are you talking about? Get Whoopi Goldberg.
I'm fine with
coach
that.
your team.
I would have a lady coach.
Listen, the only reason why people love Greg Popovich's funny anecdotes in the press conference because the fucking Spurs win all the time. If he was pulling that shit as the coach of the fucking Knicks, they would have got him out of here in a fucking day, dog.
Why don't you take
think
all
shit
that
is funny, huh?
Time,
all
write
right.
some strategy, write some plays.
Fuck out of here. They would have got out of here.
We're going to get LeBron, so whoever LeBron wants, we're going to be fine with that.
Thanks.
So LeBron will pick his coach.
Let's hold on to that.
Is there anything else, guys? Is there anything else that we'd like to discuss?
Oh, man.
There is for me.
You know what?
Dez.
Dez.
This is the worst sports year I think I've had in my life.
Damn, Dez.
The Nick Saban, who I don't like, wins a college football championship. Motherfucking Philadelphia wins a Super Bowl. And then Dez Bryant is gone, just cut, just released. And captain selling him out, coaches selling him out. This man, if you're a Cowboy fan, his production's fallen off a little bit, but also Dak Prescott doesn't really seem to know how to throw to him. And he was willing to take less money. From his own words. They didn't even offer take less money. Oh. They just outright released him.
So they really believe that
it's
he's
not
done.
Us, it's you.
Yeah, they think he's like a cancer. But players were tweeting, so many players were tweeting, like Cole Beasley, who's a receiver, a little white guy, not an attitude problem having guy, was like, I'm not going to say anything because then I might be next. Like the coach, the offensive coordinator apparently just wanted this guy gone, and that's what it was.
Flagrant,
and this is so sad. This is my favorite Cowboy.
This is why you should never, ever get mad at a player who sits out to try to get his money.
Oh, hell no.
You should never, ever get mad at a single player for somebody who sits out to get his money. You should, Odell, whatever. If Odell wants to sit out until fucking January, let him sit out.
Get your money, dog.
Because when they feel like you're worth it, they will do whatever they need to do to make you feel like it. The moment your production slips even a tiny bit, they will cut this. He is Michael Irvin, Jason Witten, yada yada, all these legendary Cowboys receivers. He has more touchdown receptions than all of them. And his 1.5 all right season, he gets released. Like, there's no loyalty in sports, dude. This is exactly why.
Well, football especially.
It's been more like
football players are like milk. You want to throw them out before they go bad, not after.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we're seeing with Dez. They're like, he might have one more year, but he's not going to settle for a 1-year contract. He's going to want a 3-year contract. Do we want to tie ourselves up?
He's got 2 years left on his deal. And if you offered, hey, would you take a pay cut? And he said no, and then you need to release him, all right, cool. But they didn't even offer. And by all accounts, this guy bleeds like he's a Dallas. He's so happy to be a Cowboy.
Do you think that he would take a 1-year contract?
I think he would do maybe 2 years, $8 million a year with incentives to get whatever. There's a deal on the table where both sides could be happy.
So no is the answer to the question.
He might, you know what he might do? A 2-year deal with a 1-year option on our end.
Our end is the team's option.
Team option.
So then 1-year deal he would take.
I think so. He said he would have taken a massive pay cut, and he said money doesn't motivate him for his next team. He wants to go to the NFC East just to play the Cowboys twice a year.
And I love that, but I don't think he would take a pay cut.
Okay, ask. Find out. It's like saying that girl's too hot to go out with me, so I'm not going to ask.
Some girls are.
But ask. Go get no. What do you mean, why? You would 100% encourage any guy, just go get the no. It's nothing, no harm in it.
I would encourage guys, yeah, but at the same time, do you think that what's it called, the Patriots would offer Gronk, or maybe Gronk is the wrong one. Do you think that the Steelers would offer Le'Veon Bell a 1-year deal?
Yeah. That's what a franchise tag is.
Yeah.
No, franchise tag is different. Franchise tag is different, and he won't accept that. But let's say he
accepted it last year.
Let's say that, but this year he won't. But let's say that they couldn't franchise him. Do you think that they would offer him the deal?
I don't understand. Just get to the point, because I don't see what it leads to.
The point I'm trying to make is, you can offer somebody something, but if you already know that they won't accept it, offering them is pointless.
But he said he would accept a massive pay cut.
Yeah, but pay cut is not years.
Yeah, so
these guys want years.
So offer him a 1-year deal, if that's a big deal. But in reality, it's not.
So why do you think
they don't have a good receiving core right now?
Why do you think they didn't offer him?
Because apparently, from what I've read, and so there's two sides coming out, right? Yeah. There's the one side, which we've heard about, where the team kind of starts leaking stories about how you're a locker room nuisance and
cancer,
and like, they don't like his tirade on the sideline, and he whatever.
What's the other side?
The other side is the players who all seem to love this guy. Like, they love this dude. Ex-players are like, yo, the problem the coaches probably had with him is he
wants him gone?
The coach, the offensive coordinator. Apparently, the offensive coordinator just said a distraction, whatever. But a lot of people think he's very not creative, and his job was on the line at some point. But then somehow he seemed to get more and more power, and now his voice is really powerful. He got the wide receivers coach fired. He got another positions coach fired, and then he got new position coaches instead of losing his job. Then he started kind of complaining about Dez. There's nothing you can do with this guy. He's not good. His talent is gone.
He thinks that Dez can't cut it, or he thinks
they think Dez's production has fallen off, and it's not worth the quote distraction that he is. Now I don't know which side is right.
Is it possible his production has fallen off?
His production has fallen off, but there was a lot of talk. Tony Romo said it on a broadcast with Dez. There's a way you throw to Dez. Dez is amazing at going up and getting the ball and at its highest point. So you throw him a ball where he doesn't seem open, but you give him basically a 50-50 ball, and he's going to come down with it way more often than not, as opposed to the cornerback. Dak not doing that. Dak is like, I need to see you open, and then I'll throw it to you. And in the NFL, the windows just aren't that big a lot of times.
Yeah. Does that mean, do you think we've severely underrated Tony Romo for that?
Yes. Yes. I was a guy who underrated Romo, and then the one year he had a good offensive line, they went 12-4
he was a beast
against Green Bay. That catch that should have been a catch, that was Romo throwing a ball to Dez that didn't look like he was open. Dez went up and caught it. They called it no catch.
That's the one thing I really liked about Romo. Like in his younger years, like he would throw those like costly interceptions that people would blow up out of proportion. But like he was the most Favre-ish looking dude I've seen since Favre.
He is 100%.
As far as like just being able to throw someone open.
And he was undrafted. It's crazy. To be that talented, undrafted. Now I didn't like him for a long time, and I think I learned a lot seeing what he could do with a good offensive line versus a bad offensive line.
Yeah.
But I'm taking this Dez Bryant cut like a breakup. I've been wearing this sweatshirt since Friday. I was supposed to get my hair cut. I was like, what's the fucking point, man? I don't even know. I'm so sad. This is my Syria.
Man.
So he's really beloved?
Is this your mellow trade for me?
Maybe. I think the fans who love Dez.
Are you gonna
I
support
relate
Dez?
to Dez on a certain level, which is...
Are you going to support Dez?
Yes. If he doesn't go to the Eagles, I'll 100% root for him. That's the one team that
even the Redskins?
Yeah, he's not going to do well in the Redskins. I hope he doesn't go there for his sake. I want him to go get a ring. I want Dez to get a ring.
So where does he go?
I hope in New England or the Packers
Giants.
or the Saints. Those are the three. I want to see him with those three quarterbacks: Rodgers, Breeze, Brady.
I like
Saints
that.
ain't even that far, right? It's only a few hours from.
It's a 9-hour drive. That's
hop,
an
skip, and
hour
a
and a
jump
half
from
flight.
New Orleans.
Oh wow!
It's a hop, skip, and a jump to New Orleans, man. He said he wants to see them twice a year, so that narrows it down.
Go get a ring, man. Fuck the money. Fuck paying back debt. Pay back Dallas by getting a ring with a great quarterback.
Well,
and I would want him to go to Seattle, but Seattle don't got the defense. He could do it in Philly, but I hope he doesn't go there because Philly, I just can't root for Philly.
He can do that in Philly,
I'll be in Philly this weekend, the 20th and the 21st of April. Views from the Sis at Helium Comedy Club. Come check it out.
Real quick, another interesting thing is in his interview he did on the NFL Network after he got cut, he basically called out, he was like, people weren't straightforward with me, and that's what bothers me. Like, if I had a problem with you, I would talk to you. I'd like to think if you had a problem with me, you would talk to me. People didn't do that. And she said, who? He said, Garrett's guys. Garrett and Garrett guys. And then he said, even if you wear a C on your jersey, that doesn't make you a leader or something.
Ooh, spicy.
So he's calling out the captains.
Oh, Jason Witten, hum.
He called, so it could be Jason Witten and a guy on the ticket that the radio station I always listen to. He said he saw Jason Witten the next day, and Jason Witten was like, legit hurt. He was like, if I had the say that you think I have to say, a lot of these motherfuckers would have never made it on the team and made it on the team. And I think that's a shot at Greg Hardy, who beat the shit out of his girlfriend, and Jason Witten is like the leading voice in preventing domestic abuse, grew up in that household. He probably wanted no parts of Greg Hardy. And he's like, for 8 years, I invested in Dez doing well more than anybody.
How tough was it for the dad who beat, what's the white guy's name? Jason Witten's
mom.
You know, when he started to see Witten grow. You know, when kids are little, they're not going to be 6'6", 250, and then that kid is in fucking middle school, 180 pounds, keeps growing like that gorilla in the new Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson movie. Eventually, you got to start treating your mom a little nicer.
But yeah, so I don't think it was Witten. I think he means Dak. And that's what's really interesting.
Well, there's a video of Dak and Jason Garrett butt fucking. Did you see that video? Did you see that one?
No, but I'll check it out. I'll look it up.
Dude.
I'll watch it.
They were like just fucking going at it, dude. Like,
it's good to see camaraderie on a team. You know what I mean?
Bro, they were, dude. It was crazy, man. It was. He like at one point in time, he like put the helmet on Dak. right?
Right.
Like as he's
Yeah,
pounding it from the
yeah.
back, he put the
Yeah.
helmet on Dak, and then he spun the helmet around so the face guard is
Right, right.
actually
In the
on
back,
the
right,
back
right.
of his head, right?
Right.
And then he grabbed onto the face guard, and he was riding
wow.
it, yeah,
Wow.
like the reins of a
Wow.
horse, and he was
Wow.
just fucking cracking that
You got a
shit.
really vivid idea of how gay sex
I was about
works.
to say,
You seem like you've done this
that
before.
was wildly descriptive.
What are you guys
dude.
talking about? You guys are, huh? I'm just a football fan, dude. I don't know what you guys are talking about. You guys are crazy. You guys are so crazy. You guys are like so crazy. Okay, so there's like a lot of drama going down in Dallas.
Yeah.
Shit is sad.
Oh, what else? You haven't been paying attention the past 25
That's true.
seasons.
Yo,
So there just happens to be some drama in
This one
Dallas.
hurt me
with-
more, dog.
maybe that's why I'm like so accustomed to it.
Yeah,
'cause
I'm
it
just
seems
like,
every year
as the
something
Cowboys
tragic
turn
happens,
every
yeah.
season, dude.
No,
It's the
and I-
Cowboys turn.
Every season it's something with those motherfuckers, man.
I
They're
hate
the,
it.
They're the football Knicks.
They are, and I said this after they lost in the
They're the football
playoffs.
Knicks,
We
dude.
are the Knicks of the NFL.
We got
And it's
one
so
good
fucking
season.
embarrassing. Yeah.
We got our one good season and we were like, yeah, we're back.
Yeah, and
then
I'm
it's
so
like,
tired of it. But I just love Dez because Dez is a dude I relate to in the way that, like, he just passionate and he says shit that he shouldn't sometimes. And I feel like I really relate to that. I mean, he just say some dumb shit sometimes, but it's all in love.
Dude.
What he said was dumb. What he said
He just he's always ranting and raving on the sidelines. I need the ball, whatever.
No, he need the ball.
He needs the ball. That's what I'm saying. Give the man the ball.
When he
Feed him.
didn't get the ball, he gets cut. That's why he want the ball. Like, listen to him. He's not wrong.
Shit broke my
Yo,
heart.
fuck it.
dog.
I kind of want to
Broke
see him.
my
I
heart.
want to kind of see him for the Giants, man. I kind of want to see him play at the.
I just hope he doesn't do that to himself. Go win.
Yo, did
They
you
could
see
win.
the video with Odell Beckham Jr.?
I knew it was going to be.
What, dancing to the LSU
Fucking
band or
Jason
something?
Garrett? No, Yo, Jason Garrett is out there cracking Seaver cheeks, bro. It is not a game, dude. It was crazy, right? So what happened was,
Yo, what is that?
I knew that was coming next.
problem? What is your problem? dog?
what happened is he puts the shoulder pads on, right?
Okay.
But he puts them on backwards.
All right.
Where the strings in the front, they're now on the back, and he puts his middle finger in the strings like he's gonna tighten up like an ice hockey skate. You know what I mean? And then just uses that and just fucking goes at it.
Yo.
Cass.
My man has vivid
Yeah,
fantasies
I'm
about
good.
this.
I did not know.
And you're too descriptive with his gay fantasies, dog.
Yo, that's a funny sketch. Like the dude that takes the gay jokes overboard, like
Yeah.
he gets real descriptive. Oh, that's funny.
Kind of gross.
Yeah.
Kinda
Yo,
gross.
suck my dick, son. Like, for real, like spit on your hand a little bit first. You know what I mean? Get that shit lathered up. Then just
Rub
stroke
it
that
down a
shit.
little bit.
Rub it.
Not too fast,
Exactly.
a little bit.
Be easy with it. Drool a little bit. You know what I mean? Drink some cranberry juice. Your shit real acidic. You be like, what, dog? What are you saying right now?
You get a real acidic.
You're crazy.
Oh my gosh! What else? What else did we miss? Something?
Well, obviously, Gronkowski.
Oh, the Gronk.
Yeah. Him and Jason Garrett were.
I didn't see it coming that time. I didn't see it coming. They got me.
So this was the wildest thing ever, yo. Yo, this this was crazy, right? So, all right, so Gronkowski, right? Him and Jason Garrett, right? They're at dinner, ate, paid, left.
They put that on the video.
That's it, bro. They didn't even fuck or nothing. I was like, whoa, Jason, you really
Gronk a
changed.
gentleman.
He is a gentleman.
Yo,
That's
apparently,
disgusting.
Gronk's house got robbed, and apparently I heard the story. His house is only $1 million. I respect this dude, Gronk.
Only
I
$1
think he
million?
low key in Boston.
Yeah,
That's nothing.
There's probably expensive property out there.
Yeah, that's nothing. I think this guy's actually real smart with his money. Like Gronk is not some fucking dummy.
Well, he's not wasting it on shirts.
Yeah, think all the money you save.
Bro, it was 70 degrees in New York on Saturday, and already the assholes walking around without shirts were doing it. Like the first fucking
Oh, they were
day.
exactly like, you know, hot girls set aside their spring outfit in like January with the cleavage and everything. The hot girl is doing the exact same thing as the guy who's in good shape. Like he's just like, I can't wait for the first good day because it's the only thing they have to offer.
Yeah.
So just
And I
like, let
think
me
it's
just go
'cause-
out there shirtless. Let these hoes know I got something.
I think it also has to do with Jersey Shore coming back as well.
Yo, shouts to Jersey Shore.
Shouts
I really
to
hope
Jersey
that
Shore,
wins.
bro.
Man.
I want the first
I
episode
want
was
it to
not
win.
good, dog. I
It
couldn't
isn't,
make it
bro.
through. I wanted to watch it. You watched the
Not
whole
even
thing?
for the nostalgia trip, man.
I tried. Did y'all try watching it?
I watched it. I watched
You made it?
was the reunion in
Yeah,
Miami. It was like an
yeah.
hour and a half long. I like seeing the grown and matured situation.
Son, he's going to jail.
Yeah,
Yeah.
real ass.
Yo, he's going to prison for like some tax evasion
That's
shit.
Hopefully he'll get back in shape.
What, he got thickums?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My man got thick.
He got thick?
He's like married, man. He got that marriage weight on him.
My man
way.
built like Chloe.
Yeah.
Dude, did you hear what he's in going to prison?
I'm not falling for this again.
So,
Yo, why are there women's shoes in the fucking studio?
dog, I don't know. There's like some girl.
Some
kids.
bitches' kids are just sitting here.
I know.
Oh, gosh.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Alex, who was here before us? Do you know?
We don't know.
There gotta be a white girl. Only a white girl would leave
You know this
barefoot.
is
like Tom's.
Loudspeakers
Those are
Network?
Tom's.
We don't have any white girls on this network. Are you out of your
They
mind?
had a
true.
white guest on. She left her fucking
I'm just gonna leave my Toms here.
barefoot contestant.
Tom's the greatest hustle. For every pair of Toms, we'll give a free pair of Toms to starving kids in Africa.
Yeah.
Why don't you give
Or you
some
could
bread? These kids
Or
can't
you could
eat
just
fucking
give them
slippers.
the fucking shoe.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta play hardball.
Yeah, what the fuck is going on? There's people in Africa right now with 17 different pairs of Toms. They got rose-colored Toms, purple Toms, this, and they got an extended belly because they're trying to chew tethered, whatever the fuck these
Also,
things are
they
made
don't
of.
need shoes that don't feel like shoes.
Yeah, they need
I
some
mean?
Kobe's, you know what I mean? Something with some
Put some
rock
Air Max
protection.
under there,
Yeah,
like some
270.
bubbles.
Exactly.
Some hyperfuse,
Get 'em some
or some
Timbs.
Flywire or something.
Tim's and those,
Jesus.
not even that, like Merrill, you know, the white dudes that go rock climbing?
Yeah. man shoes,
some
yes.
Gore-Tex.
Some
or
white father
shit.
shoes.
All donations should be food, man. Fuck out of here with this. They're
Can
good.
I eat these shoes?
That's it. Yeah, like come on. Why are we acting crazy, Tom?
Oh man,
Tom is wild. We need to get Tom on here, man. This motherfucker got into a little scandal recently, Tom. He was
what happened? I bet I have an idea.
Y'all didn't hear what happened with Tom?
What happened to Tom?
Y'all didn't hear what happened with Tom, yo? It's crazy, right? So he was spinning in Jason Garrett's butthole. Just spin right in
my
that shit, bro.
gosh.
And then like didn't like
shit.
it or whatever like that. And then yeah, so that was that, man. Yo. Anyway, y'all seen that other
Yo, what about Adidas, dog?
Oh yeah, show the Adidas thing.
So Adidas is my asshole of the week. I don't know if this is our time for this subject yet.
Yeah,
but,
go for it. Go.
And
go.
I have friends at Adidas too. Like
Shouts to
they,
Adidas.
shout out to Madison and Cam and all
Fake
those
John
guys.
Mayer's Adidas, right?
Nah, not fake John Mayer. He's got Def Jam.
Oh, Def Jam.
But that was shout out to Pete Caden. But yeah, nah, Adidas, y'all some assholes. So a story came out today about Adidas saying they are willing to offer Colin Kaepernick an endorsement deal under the conditions that he signs with an NFL team.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Which is brilliant if they would just fucking just give him the endorsement anyway.
Nah.
This way you don't have to. This way you get the goodwill of saying we support Colin,
exactly, yeah.
with never actually having to support Colin.
Nobody's gonna give him a contract.
Do you know how fast Colin Kaepernick Adidas merch will fly off the fucking shelves? Adidas would cement themselves as like the culture's brand. If you could
Are there
claim,
enough people in the
you got
culture?
Migos.
And that's his question.
You got Migos. You got Kanye West.
But there are not enough people, man.
You
And
got the MVP of the league.
So signing the Migos, signing Kanye doesn't alienate white middle America the way signing Kaepernick would.
This is what a lot of times black
I feel
people.
like, I don't know if do people hate Colin Kaepernick more than they hate Kanye West?
Yes,
Bro,
They hate Colin
probably.
Kaepernick more than murderers.
I don't know, man.
More than
Kanye-
Alden Smith?
Kanye West is like a vet for like white people hating him.
No.
Like, Colin Kaepernick's just
No.
You really
White
think so?
White
Really?
people fuck with Kanye.
As long as
yeah.
Kanye doesn't disrespect the flag or troops, these guys are wired differently than us, man.
Yeah.
That's their Bible, troops, flag.
so them be so
Pickup
him being
trucks, that's
all
their
they
shit.
got is that fucking flag, yo. That's all they got. They don't know where their family's from. Like, your family's from Nigeria. You know where it's from, so you could opt out of this America shit. You know what I mean? These people have been in America for fucking 400 years. They don't know that they don't relate to Poland. They don't relate to anything. The one thing that they feel proud about, because the rest of their life
Flag,
sucks,
America.
is this flag. And now they can't stand up for the flag. Not to mention, everybody there got a relative that died in the war,
Yeah.
that got a leg blown off in the war. When you go to Ohio, when you go to these places, like I go and do these shows, there's vets vets all over there. Tons of veterans. Like when we're walking around New York, I mean, my neighborhood, I got a veteran hospital right there. Besides that, you don't see vets all over the place, but it's tons of veterans. This is where the Army comes from. So it's a very different relationship, regardless of it's right or wrong. That's not, I'm just saying why people perceive it in a different way. Do you know what I mean? Like in New York,
so did they just leak that because they know nobody's going to sign him?
Yes, because you look good. You look like, look how progressive we are. But they don't actually have to. And some people will be upset
you never
they
said
even
this
said
to a
that.
girl, like, oh, I wish you were in town. I wanted to take you to dinner. You know what I mean? Then she's in town. You're like, yo, just come over. You know what I mean? It's like, I was going to take you to dinner, bitch, but now you're here. You might as well just come over. Like, you like me.
Eat on the plane? Like,
You didn't eat on the plane. I'm gonna get you a box. Get whatever snack box you want. Get the one with the hummus and the chickpea chips.
Do you know how mad black people would be if somebody sponsored the white guy at Starbucks who had the black kids arrested?
Oh, God.
That's how mad white America is at anybody who signs Colin Kaepernick. I'm not talking about skill level or right or wrong or whatever. I'm just talking about rage level.
Son, K-Swiss is signing that white guy at Starbucks to an exclusive 10-year deal.
I feel you. I forgot what fucking company almost gave George Zimmerman like a reality show or some shit. But black people are not fucking having that.
There you go.
At all. Not for, okay. Makes sense. All right.
That's all I'm saying. And it's a smart
perspective.
Political.
I
Now,
like getting different perspectives.
what I hope is, a team picks up Kaepernick, and then we get to see if they keep the same energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I have a feeling that they might not keep the same energy.
I don't think they will at all.
Do you think if it's a money, and I doubt it's a money thing. I think he's taken care of, but
He's good.
Maybe you think he takes like even like the most minimal deal, just hoping that Adidas like matches it.
That's brilliant.
Like, oh, I don't need to take. I could take the fucking the absolute minimum you can give me.
Let me tell you something.
Adidas is going to give me $10 million.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Nobody's even going to offer him a minimum
At all.
It's just not worth the circus. This is why I think, in a very different way, I think this is what happened to Tim Tebow. Like, Tebow wasn't the worst quarterback ever, and I loved him. I loved Tebow, and I thought Tebow won, put him on a team.
I was a Tebow fan.
But he's not good enough to justify the fucking circus that comes with it.
Ooh, so circus, regardless if it's positive or negative, is a distraction for the team, and we don't want it.
And Kaepernick is a different circus, a negative circus. It's just a fucking hatred, and sales are going to suffer. I don't want to deal with none of that shit. And he's good. He's better than Tebow, but like the circus is that much bigger and that much more negative, and it's just not worth it. And this is someone on the ticket said this, but I felt this for a long time. Why can't an owner just say that?
Yeah.
Not about the flag. It's just, listen, the shit that would come with signing him is just not worth it.
Yeah. I would if I was an owner, I'd just put it on the fans, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'd be like, listen, we wanted to sign him, but like, look how your motherfuckers act every time we even mention him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we could use a quarterback like him. Like, if we could sign him and it's not going to be a distraction and you guys aren't going to make a big shit about it, sure, but am I willing to bet my career on that? No.
Blame ESPN.
As soon as anybody shows up anything about him, you guys go fucking nuts.
If ESPN agreed not to cover every fucking anthem, I might sign him.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you. This is the best case scenario for Colin.
I think so too.
If he cares, which I know he does, cares about the movement. Because what happens with movements in America or with anything in America is we forget about them immediately. We can only think about one thing.
Yeah.
Right now it's Starbucks. Tomorrow it will be, some trans thing. The next day it will be some woman thing. The next day, and we'll just keep on going. And then we'll hate Trump for something in Syria. And we just keep on going. But Colin not being on a team has kept the conversation going for 2 years now. And the longer the conversation goes, the more we're forced to at least acknowledge these things that he's talking about, have conversations amongst ourselves with these things we were talking about. So maybe he doesn't want to be on a team because he recognizes the value in the long term of not being
I think he would love to play, but I think he's like, it's not the worst thing. There's a silver lining to the cloud of me not playing.
Man. Yeah. This guy fucking cares. You cannot say he doesn't care.
He's an amazing dude from the one time I met him. I remember before any of this happened, I was like, that's the nicest celebrity I've ever met in my life.
Yep.
Now, further to your point, there's a great Patrice bit about how the news is important because it tells us when to stop caring. Because they'll take this story and we'll watch it and we'll grab onto it. Then when it's used up and they feel our interest wane, they'll make us care about some other shit.
Yeah.
Colin not being signed, they can always just come back to it. Oh, look, he's still not signed. Oh, look, he said this.
That's what I'm saying.
The second he's signed, if that story's done and the media
always
stops.
there. And then they'll ask him.
He's currently suing the league. So the more that he's not getting any NFL looks, only helps the
And you
collusion
can't
case.
really prove collusion.
You can't prove collusion, but it helps the collusion case.
Yep.
And then once he's interviewed, they're going to ask him, will you stand for the flag? And he'll be like, no, I'm not. And that brings back attention to the issue. As long as he's in the public eye, the issue is in the public eye. And that's the best thing for the issue, right? So if he doesn't get on a team, he gets what he wants. If he does get on a team, he gets what he wants. Colin really can't lose. And I think that's something that we have to acknowledge here. What he cares more about than football is awareness.
It's also
that's the ultimate goal for him. So I know it sounds wild to say, but he gets his ultimate goal by not being on a team. If he does become on a team and all of a sudden it's like, okay, I'm going to stand for the flag now and everybody's happy.
bigger picture.
It might
this
go
is,
away, dude. It might go away.
And he doesn't want it to go away. And even if he was selfish, which I don't think he's a selfish guy, but like for his legacy, this is the greatest thing ever.
Facts.
He's going to be remembered long after any of this. Whereas his career wasn't what it was. The heat had fizzled on Colin Kaepernick being a great quarterback. Not saying he was bad, but people weren't like, yo, he's
not going to be a superstar.
Oh yeah, those first 2-3 years that we were talking like he's
and in the last couple years, we're like, what the fuck happened to Colin Kaepernick? Even before the kneeling.
Yeah.
We're like, what the fuck happened to Colin Kaepernick? Yeah. And now we remember him as a great quarterback whose stats were comparable to Garoppolo's. And that lives on. And you save your brain.
That's true.
My man is going to live 50 years longer. Dude, Nessa is safer with you than she will be if you play.
Facts.
And I think we really need Colin Kaepernick's brain more than his arm.
Imagine if Ali
1,000%.
Imagine if Ali didn't take 1,000 more hits to the head.
Yeah.
True.
That's what Kaepernick could be.
Wow. Never looked at it like that.
Yo, sometimes things happen for a reason. I know that sounds cliche, but I truly believe in it.
Truth.
And you find I was talking to Duval about this, but he talked about like finding his place in the ecosystem. And we all find our places in the ecosystem, and weird things happen in our lives and our careers that push us in these different directions. But often we get pushed, if we're being true to ourselves, we get pushed in the directions where we need to be.
Facts.
Like, in order for Colin to achieve this goal that he's looking for, which is to raise awareness and hopefully make change, he can't be in the league.
I mean, he's already an icon. Like, he doesn't have to play a single snap for the rest of his life.
Done.
Like, he's already
cemented.
When you think
smart with his money, and he got a big ass signing bonus from San Fran, like $25 million.
He's good, so he's going to be good financially.
He is the definitive sports political figure of our time.
That's
and
it.
It's like more than LeBron, more than
he was willing to sacrifice
who
more.
else?
He was willing to sacrifice more.
I don't know who you could even compare him to. You know what I mean? As far as like an athlete who sacrificed.
It's Ali. It's Ali, but he just wasn't as good as Ali. But Ali gave up the game for 3 years.
Yeah.
You know, he couldn't fight for 3 years, I think it was, because of because he didn't want to go
Vietnam.
to war. Yeah. So I think what happens is he found his place in the ecosystem, and it is the place that he should, truly be in. And we'll all find that within our own careers.
Right.
I think about that with myself with stand-up. I get frustrated sometimes that I'm not getting these TV looks for stand-up. And then I realize, whoa, I can't do stand-up in its truest form the way I want to do it on TV. They're all too scared to have that kind of dangerous and edgy conversation. But it gets big ratings when I put it out on YouTube, and people get really excited, and people are coming out to these shows, and I'm selling out these shows, and it's like, wait a minute, no, this is where I'm supposed to be. There's a reason I'm doing these podcasts. I'm supposed to be in a space where I can say what I want because people need to hear that right now. You know what I mean? And shit, the same thing might happen with you, Kaz, all the things that are going on for you right now.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't know how much we can talk about it.
We can talk about it a little bit.
Well, all I'm saying is like you've transitioned in your career, right? You had a transition that happened, it changed your job, and by that happening, you are in potential to have one of your dreams.
Oh yeah, no, the ink's dry. We can talk about it.
The WWE.
Yeah.
So for those of you guys who don't know, if I could brag about you a little bit, Kaz just got hired by the WWE to be one of the writers.
Yeah.
And if you guys don't know Kaz outside of this, he's a massive WWE fan. And these are the very coveted jobs. It's a very difficult.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like, if you asked me a year ago, I mean, I was knee deep in Bleacher Report, and that was like everything to me. And granted, like it didn't end the way I wanted it to end, but it was one of those things where like, okay, well, if that didn't happen, as comfortable as that was, I never had the opportunity for
That's
this
all I'm
like
saying. Dude,
incredible.
I remember telling you, you're gonna be so good,
and it's true. It's like that's what I'm saying. Like you have that moment where we're sad, we're down when things don't end the way that we want to end, or things don't happen the way we want to happen. But I'm starting to believe the older I get that you find your place in the fucking ecosystem. And if you're being true to yourself, and you're true to yourself, and within a few months of shit not happening, this pops off here is working. You get the other opportunity at this, and then you get your dream job.
Yeah.
So, but if we knew if we could express how low you were a few months ago.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
people don't see
imagine.
That.
People don't see that. You got to be down,
but
down,
you needed
down.
to have that happen, yo.
Yeah.
Because this is where you're supposed to be. If you were over there, you wouldn't get this opportunity.
Yeah, it sounds cliche, and it really does, but like it truly does get darkest before like it gets dawn. Like before
my best friend, real religious dude, shouts to Luther. Luther Jackson's told me a couple times when things are low, he goes, sometimes God takes something off your plate so he can put something bigger on.
Yeah.
And that's something, and I read a book one time, like where they were arguing atheism versus religion, and then I closed it because I thought it was slanted, because one guy said something like, if there's a God, why do all these bad things happen? And then it was a preacher he was talking to. The preacher's response was, you're not as smart as God. You can't understand why things happen. And I was like, that's bullshit. And I'm not saying I have the answer to that, but as I've gotten older, I've accepted that idea more, that like, we don't know what the fuck any of this is for.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it works out. There's a lot of people it doesn't work out for. I don't get that either. But like, I truly
believe in like the trust in the universe now, and like that the world just like works in a rhythm, and like sometimes like like you didn't get the fucking Netflix fucking whatever, but like you just sold out 5 fucking shows in New York City. You know what I'm saying?
It was bananas,
and it was bananas. We was there for that, and we saw that, and it's like sometimes we don't get the certain shit that we want because like. What we really want, we're kind of scared. Like, I was almost like,
get it out.
You're kind of scared to even like really take that jump.
Get it out.
Nah, it's not possible. I can't really do this. You know what I'm saying? Because once all you have is that's when it's like, okay, well,
I truly believe if you're honest with yourself, you'll get what you want. It's just a lot of times you don't realize what you want.
Yeah. Yeah.
You will get what you want. There's a lot of comics that we know, they don't really want to be big comics.
Yeah.
They think they do, but they don't really.
They just want
they want community.
Yeah.
They want some friends to hang out with. They're not going to put in the hours that we maybe will put in to do it. Right? And that happens with all different careers. You might say, "Oh, I want to be the CEO of this company," but you don't really want to. You want to hang out in the Hamptons, you want to have, and that's why
you'll
say,
life. You don't really want that career.
You stay where you are, but I think you'll be directed. And I remember I'm doing those shows even this weekend. I was so fucking humbled by everybody coming out. I'm so happy you guys got to come, but like,
that was so dope to see.
Dude, it was I couldn't
y'all
believe
both
it.
killed, by the way.
Thank you so much.
That show was fucking.
Shouts to Kaz. I came Saturday when I didn't have shows. Kaz came both nights to support. Friday and Saturday.
So it was one of those things where I'm up there and I was like, I even had moments reflecting up there. I had my parents come. I never have my parents come, and I was just like, and I'm doing my act, and I'm like, this can't be on TV. It would cause too many problems being on TV, but it's sold out.
Yeah.
The market decides. The market makes a decision what is good and what isn't. And it's like, oh, they were wrong. The execs are wrong. The market is right. TV's not there yet.
Yeah. TV
will catch up eventually.
And that's the thing, man. Like eventually what you really want, if you go this way, like they're gonna have to, you're gonna have to force their hand, and by the time you force their hand, when they come to you, you have all the bargaining chips.
Leverage.
It's like, no, like I don't need you because I got this already.
We got the army, man.
Yeah,
I got these people coming out. It's like that's what I want, and then we get to have fun. It was so cool, man.
It's really cool, man. I think like things are just really happening for everybody around us, and like everybody's just really, just. I don't know.
I hate to get. It's a good time.
Yeah, like I hate to get real hippie-ish on everybody, but it's like man, you sometimes really just got.
Nah, it's not hippie if you black. Then it's just God.
It's religious if you.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about being a minority. We don't have to feel corny about it. We are religious people.
So funny.
It's facts. But I just think
if I'm spiritual, I'm a cuck.
Yeah, I hate spiritual white people with all my heart.
You guys are spiritual. You're in touch with your roots.
Yeah.
Oh man, everything's good. But
spiritual white people, I'm like, just throw a fucking Bible in my face, please. I can respect you that way, you fucking cuck.
So wear the fucking little collar around the neck.
You know what I mean? Commit. White spiritual people are just Hindus who don't want to give it up to us. You believe in karma and old souls and yoga. Get out of my face.
That Indian shit? No, not
that. Yeah, you know what I was thinking about with your old job?
Not the same point.
Yeah.
You were saying that.
No, I was just saying like right now, I just feel like I was talking to my boy Brandon Jinx Jennings. Shout out to Brandon. He's over at Complex. He hosts a bunch of shit for them. And he was like, right now it's everybody's like graduation year. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's kind of done, you know, like you guys have done MTV a bunch of times. You guys were doing stand up, and it's like we're always looking for that next step. Or like what's after that? You know what I mean? And right now is that year where everyone's just starting to really figure that out. You know, and it's just really dope to see, just like, you know, just as friends and just like fans too of like y'all shit. Like I'm a stand-up, I just love, I'm like a stand-up junkie. Like I love watching it, and like just having two really good friends who are like excellent at it as friends first, and then as a fan, it's really dope to see. It's like, you know, it was really tight. If you didn't come out this weekend for New York, you know, like, whatever, catch them next time. It was really dope.
Drive to Philly.
Yo, to Kaz's point, just pontificating on the whole thing in general, I think we all, when you have something that it's not exactly what you want to do, but it pays money, you get very comfortable with that safety.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, will take that thing away and say, nah, man, you need some fear. You need to get out of this comfort zone so you can go chase the thing you've been afraid to chase, which for you was WWE, and that's so fucking...
Yeah.
That, like, makes me emotional, like, that you got that. That's a fucking dream,
Dog, that's one of those things, like, I just never... Like, it was always a dream in my head, but I just never... Like, it was one of those things that I didn't even... Like you said, like, I was comfortable.
Yeah.
I was comfortable in my own joint, and, like, you know, bills are paid and everything's cool, and that's great, but, like, I never even had, like, the balls to be like, man, fuck it, why not just do this? Like, this is what I'm passionate about. This is what I love to talk about, like, all the time, and I incorporate it in everything I fucking do. Like, why not? And then it's just, like, in your face, and it's like, all right, well... Here you go. Go do it.
And there's a freedom with fear of not having any safety and just being like, all right, fuck it. Let me go chase the thing I really want. Because I got nothing else anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm either going to go broke. Either way, I'm probably going to go, but let me at least chase the thing I want. And sometimes you need that.
I'd much rather swing. I'd much rather strike out swinging than strike out looking, man.
We were talking on Brilliant Idiots about this, and the value of coming from poverty.
Yeah.
Is that you're comfortable there. So, like, my mom came from nothing, and she was way more brave than my dad in economic decisions.
Yeah.
Because she has no fear of being poor.
Yeah.
She grew up poor.
Right.
She knows poor.
Yeah.
She can thrive with poor.
Facts,
yeah.
So it's like, oh, what? We just go back to poor? Yeah, I got more experience with that than I got rich.
Yeah.
Right? And Charlemagne spoke on that, too. He was like, yeah, I grew up with nothing. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm comfy there. It's good. And we had Ashley Coleman was there, and he said the same thing, and she said the same thing. And I've realized, like, I didn't grow up that way. I have a fear of going down there. You know, I like look at my bank account. I have to force myself not to, but I like seeing the comma. You know what I mean? I like seeing them. You know what I mean? And I like just knowing that I'm good. I don't want to go. And it's one of those things that, you know, at least tell people who are listening. It's like, if you don't have anything, there is immense power behind that once you utilize it.
And there's a
once
motivation.
you realize nothing can go the other way and you're comfy in that situation, lose it all and then get it back again.
Yeah.
Once you have nothing and you get something, if you lose it all, you already know you can get something again.
True.
Let's go.
And seeing the comma go away, you'll work harder than you ever did. That comma, when you see that comma, when it's going down from 4 to 3 to 2 to 1 before the comma, it's yo, I gotta fucking work. Time to cook.
Yeah, definitely. Life will throw you some of the weirdest motivation you'll ever know, man. And it's like, once you get to that point where you're just like, whatever it is, whether it's like the fear of going broke or the fear of not going broke, because it's like whatever, you've been there before, like just like fear in general. Like once you like just understand it, not like be motivated by it, not be scared of it, but just knowing it.
Accept it as an emotion.
Accept it as a thing that's gonna happen. Like you'd be surprised at what you could accomplish with that shit. So.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Hate to get real gay on the end of the episode.
No.
But
I do think there's some people who are
I think it was tight though. People needed to
definitely
hear
a lot of
that,
people going to call us cucks. But there's a few people who will need and appreciate that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you know, so
It'll be great.
Yeah,
Thank
go out
you,
there,
man.
be great, man.
For those wondering, I'm not leaving the show, by the way. So I got a lot of.
Somebody asked, "What does that mean for Flagrant 2?" I said, "We winning." That's what it means. Is we winning.
We're gonna have some opinions about these storylines in the WWE.
Man, we going to the next WrestleMania. It's in New York.
We're going there deep.
We going.
Yeah, it's in MetLife next year, bro. We're there deep.
That's
We're
not even
there
a
deep,
question.
man.
So before we stop, I would just like to leave you guys on there's a video. I don't know if you heard Jeff Van Gundy.
Oh, there's something wrong with you, bro. There's something wrong with you.
So
yo.
he was hanging on Jason Garrett's
God.
leg, and he was hanging on his leg like a little Boston Terrier.
Oh, man.
And then he climbed up his back and then just opened up that asshole.
Do you think I like Jason Garrett? Is it? I'm wondering. You think you're fucking with me because I don't like him?
No, I know you don't like him.
Here we go.
There's nothing else.
I feel bad calling out your punchlines. But that's my only defense.
I know.
Is to be like, nah, fuck you. I know it's coming.
You can't just let me be great. You can't
Fuck
just
you.
let me be great for the fans.
Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna stop doing that.
I know that you don't like Jason Garrett. I know you haven't liked him for a long time. I have nothing else to say about that, frankly. Who is your favorite guy on the Cowboys besides Dez?
I don't know anymore.
There's nobody that Witten. You don't like Witten?
I like Witten.
You do like Witten?
I couldn't.
It's a funny thing you say that. There's this wild. There's this wild Japanese porn video I was watching.
It's the hardest I ever seen Alex laugh. He's losing it right now.
Dude, it's crazy. So Witten, he's in Japan and he's on this massage table and he's getting a massage and then she goes, oh, okay, you can turn over, and he turns over and his erection knocks the towel off. And
it's too descriptive.
His
dick, this shit is uncomfortably vivid.
I'm uncomfortable right now.
Uncomfortable how much you've thought this.
You gotta watch.
Like it's a vivid picture in your imagination.
You gotta watch the video. And his
you watched the whole video, huh?
The video. Yeah, it's crazy. So the erection moves the towel away, and the Japanese woman walks back into the massage room, and she's like, Godzilla!
Alex, leaving the room. Alex, leaving the room.
Otani-san!
I hate you all.
All right, that's been another episode of Flagrant 2, guys. Anything to plug, real quick?
Yes.
Go, my G, go.
Okay, let's see. This
I got an important announcement, so don't turn the thing off right now. Go.
Friday, tune into Uninterrupted The Score each and every Friday on Spotify Spotlight, wherever you find podcasts. This Saturday, Atlanta, Georgia, we are taking over Masquerade. Duce Palooza is touching down. It's going to be crazy out there. We got DJ Drama, Don Cannon, DJ Scream. A lot of surprises. It's Atlanta, so you know everybody's down there. So definitely get there. Tickets is damn near sold out. So if they ain't sold out by the time this podcast is out in a few hours, then you might be shit out of luck. But
get those tickets, guys.
Get those tickets. And we'll be in New York next month for Hammerstein Ballroom. It's the best fucking time you'll ever have.
This party is crazy, man. I thought Kaz was just talking. To be honest with you, I was like, whatever, it's a party, big deal. The fucking line I saw in LA, I've never seen a line like that in my life.
Yes,
Not
sir.
for Jordan 11, nothing.
Yes, sir.
No line I've ever seen like this.
Yes, sir.
Springsteen concert for white people, nothing like this concert. Nothing.
So make sure you come through. Also, check out the Wrestle Rap podcast. My boy Emilio Sparks and the MLW Network every Saturday as well.
Just check out wrestling, and then with this Kaz, you can't tell us what's gonna happen, but I want you to tell us what you thought of.
I won't tell you what's gonna happen
After the fact. Be like, oh, that was me.
I'll say it to you guys off the air when I write some shit. That'll be me.
Word.
You got to go? You want me to go?
No, Andrew, you go. I don't even have anything.
Oh, okay, perfect.
It's the big announcements. Huh?
Okay, so I'm taking.
There's a video.
No, I'm taking views from the sis to Jason.
Stop it.
Sorry. No. So I'm taking views for the Sits of Europe, man. I just announced it. I'm doing Europe. I'm going to do the 11th of September to the 19th of September. I'm going to do 6 different cities. We're going to do London. We're going to do the Leicester Square Theater on the 11th of September. We're going to do Antwerp, the Schweder, I don't even know the fucking pronounce that shit, but on the 13th. The 16th, we're doing Amsterdam. 17th, I'm doing Oslo. 18th, I'm doing Copenhagen. 19th, I'm doing Stockholm. So pay attention right now.
Yeah.
Pre-sale tickets, okay? Pre-sale tickets go on sale the 18th of April. All right? I did a pre-sale because I want all you guys to gobble up the tickets before people who don't know who I am. I want you guys to have the first opportunity, okay? So if you got friends out there in any of those cities, if you're out there in those cities, gobble up those tickets quickly because the 20th, they go on sale to the general public. So 18th to the 20th is just for the asshole army, the brilliant idiots, brethren, La Familia Idiota, the Wester Bros fans. Anyway, make sure you go cop that. That'd be so great, man. I appreciate it. I did the Breakfast Club last week. I had a fun interview. If you guys want to check that out, man, listen to that.
That's awesome. It was very funny.
Yeah, we had a fun little combo, man.
Yeah.
It was cool. So check that out. Say what? Oh, yeah, we're up to 300K on it, man, which I thought was pretty cool, man. It's amazing what platforms can do. And then this weekend, obviously, I'll be in Philly. And then we'll be the 20th and 21st at Healing for Views from the Sis. And then Akash and I are going to be in Texas, man. Akash is going to do all the shows with me. And you guys are getting a special treat in Texas. So that's Dallas on Thursday and Friday, 26th, and then 27th, then the 28th in Plano, and then the 29th in Houston. All right, so shout out if you guys are out there. Let us know. If you are trying to get balled on, let us know. We're excited for some good weather. And then I got San Francisco, May 10th through 12th. Make sure you get those tickets out there, man. Spread the word out in SF. And then go to check the rest of my schedule for more stuff of what's going on, man. Thank you guys so much for supporting. I appreciate the fuck out of you. Oh, also, real quick, my bad, man. Toronto, we rescheduled the show. I'm sorry, I wanted to say it in the beginning, but we're going to say it now. So, yeah, we got weathered out, man. The weather just wouldn't allow us to do it. Sorry about that. But we are going to come back. We're going to come back. We tried to do everything we possibly could do, man. We tried to change flights. Alex even got me to rent a fucking car, and we were going to drive up, and he said he was going to drive up at 120 miles per hour and to make it, but the weather was just like unbelievably bad, and the venue called us. They were like, do not come. There's been 1,200 accidents in one day or something crazy like that. It's just not worth it. Anyway, so we're going to reschedule it. We're going to do both of those shows the 9th, and I got a little special surprise for you, man. I got my guy Cypher Sounds going to come up with me on the 9th. Hopefully Alex can come up.
Shout out to Syph, man.
Yo, shout out to Syph, man. Syph DJ. So he's going to come up. I'm going to try to get him to do his DJ comedy thing, man. He does his cool thing where he does stand-up, but he also adds some like music elements into it because, you know, that's his DJ background. Anyway, y'all up in Toronto, you know about Syph. Y'all fuck with him. So that's going to be a fun night. So the May 9th is going to be at the Royal Cinema again. And what's happening is there'll probably be some people who can't go to that show. They can only go to the original one. Those tickets will go back onto the market, okay? So for everybody who was like, yo, both shows are sold out, I couldn't go, there will probably be some tickets released again, and I'm going to update you guys on that. So, yeah, thank you so much for all the support and everything, man. Keep it tight one time. And, yeah, this is the Flagrant 2 podcast. Thank you for listening. Peace.